Perfect.
He turns his head and you're under the fucking tap.
I'm butt chugging it straight from the
Boy
tap.
privileges. Yeah, obviously that's fake because if you're really doing that, you'd go keister first to get the real good stuff.
Naturally.
Nice.
I want to approach my life just like my ancestors did. Keister first.
Power in the keister.
I'm a power bottom feeder.
So I sold a bike today.
Whoa.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
For like
Facebook Marketplace, eBay.
Did I tell you
Craigslist?
about this blue bike? It's like the one I have on the wall. It's a 76 Schwinn.
Sure.
10-speed. Great bike. It's just too big for me. So I drove actually to north of Leominster to get it.
North Leominster?
And
What do they call that section nowadays?
good question. Fitchburg?
Sometimes.
Some of it.
No, but it was in New Hampshire, but I had to go through Leominster, then go
Oh,
up.
so like past.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Pepperell, like that kind of area. Past
Yeah,
that.
I think in something like that. Like during the height of COVID, I was like, I need to get this bike type of move.
Right. Yeah. I need a hard cock.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So I've had some weird interest in this bike, and the most recent guy was like, literally, I looked up his Facebook, and it was like, this guy's a fucking wreck. Like, 50-something-year-old, like, homeless guy, clearly on Facebook, he's like, I'm buying it as a gift for my friend and me.
But also I
can
get
share
to
it.
use it.
Yes, he's buying him a gift, but they can share it.
Hey, maybe
And
they
he's
have
buying
the
a
same
vintage
birthday.
bike too. He could just get like a regular Schwinn for like $200.
I was like,
right?
so I didn't even write back because I just didn't want to interact with him because it was a disaster.
You didn't want to get
It was
paid in split pea soup and change.
Yeah, well, exactly.
He
But
can't
it
pay
was
you
a
in
real-
socks
it was a
because
real-
socks are like gold to homeless people. You can't pay him in that. You
I
need
know,
socks.
I know. So, and I honestly, if I saw him, I'd probably like, dude, just take it. Like, it's fine. Like, good luck. But it's just not also the bike right now for a homeless guy. Like, it's not a good bike for that.
No, it's
a classic. It's like driving a 1946
That you need a car and you buy like a fucking vintage Chevy or something.
fucking
Yeah, like that's not
Lincoln.
I need a car. I need
Every
to buy
day
a Model
car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
like,
much.
That's really
So,
not.
yeah, it's heavy. It's like, no, get a mountain bike. That's the ultimate homeless guy bike.
A.
Anyway,
No, you go to Walmart. You can probably
so I
get
didn't
a
react to
mountain
that
bike
guy.
for $125.
That's
No
what I was
question.
saying. Like, just
Yeah,
get a
exactly.
regular
And I had
one.
this for
Brand
80.
new.
I had this for 80, and he was buying it as a gift for him and his friend. And I thought
That
that
just
was
means
too sad
that he
right now
has the
'cause it's-
Facebook account and his friend doesn't. They're splitting the price.
and they're splitting a
40 each.
1976 Schwinn that I
Schwinn.
restored.
You can't get a new Schwinn for 40
Like I
bucks.
made it nice. Like it's like redid the chrome, which I kind of wish I kind of wish I did this experience. 'cause
Immediately
it would've been
drives
funny.
it through a fucking trench full of trash day one. just
Oh,
to
no
go see
question.
that.
Yeah,
Good name
just
for a
couldn't
band,
use my
Trench Full of
back car,
Trash.
but- Nice. Yeah. Anyone out there, you got it. So I just ignored that guy because I just didn't have the time to deal with this guy. He also wanted me to drop it off, obviously, and I was like, I don't fucking.
Well, is he gonna pick it up on his not bike? What do you
Yeah,
expect him to
right.
do?
Yeah, I mean, he lives in Marlboro. He can walk, but
Could walk and then he could have the quick ride home.
exactly.
That might be glorious to
Satisfying.
walk all the way to Redmond Road and just coast down the hill the whole way back. It'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, no helmet, just jeans.
Just
on.
jeans, no,
yeah,
just
right,
jeans, no
70s.
shirt, no shoes, just
jeans.
jeans.
Nope, nothing.
Ripped up
Yep.
Skechers. No socks. You save the socks for rainy nights.
Oh yeah. So he's buying it for him and his friend. I just did the funniest fucking thing I've ever in my life, and I wish.
But in
I
all
actually- I went-
seriousness, we have a major homelessness problem in America.
That's a good point, Joe. Next
If
topic
I-
is
if I-
solving
it's a major
homelessness
problem.
with bicycles.
If elected president, I will make sure every homeless person gets a brand new mongoose.
Not a 70s Schwinn, okay?
Yeah. Let's not waste
so
the 70
anyways-
Schwinns on the riffraff. And also, what are the worst voting block to head towards? Homeless people. Yeah, they're big voters.
Exactly. That's so funny. Hey, you're like, I'm honest. I know my people.
I'm obviously in a bad way, so I'm going to use my voice to change the world, like in the American way. So I have to take my hour and a half off of my can collecting time to stand in line for the polls and do my duty to my country that left me here after the Vietnam War.
Which we won, by the way.
surrounded
Don't forget
by
that we did win
Charlie.
that.
We've never lost a war. You either tie
Well,
or
we've
you
lost.
win.
We've
We don't
lost a
ever
few
lose.
Yeah,
conflicts.
like in boxing. You just hold the title up there, and if you
Did
tie,
we-
it's still yours.
No
We're
contest.
at war. Did we win? No, that wasn't a war. That was a conflict.
Well, it depends on who you ask. Are you asking the American people or Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon? They won. They won big time. DuPont.
So
Stark
back
Industries.
to the bike. So this guy
Wayne
also,
Industries.
I don't want him to eat shit. It's an old bike, the spokes and shit.
Yeah,
So
you're
this
concerned
lady
about the
starts
guy.
hitting me up. Like, all I see is it going flying down Route 20, shit-faced, and the fucking spoke breaks, and he flies through the air going 35 miles an hour
And then he
Fucking-
sues you.
off by Dunkin'
He
Donuts.
gets you on- he
Yeah,
gets you on a
exactly.
lemon
Sues
law?
me, and then I'm now looking for bikes. So
Bike lemon law.
bike lemon law. So this lady hits me up, wants the bike, all good. I'm trying to coordinate it. And then early
What
this week
age
we
is
planned
she?
on today. She's 50s or 60s.
Okay.
Real weirdo. Weird one. Right off the bat.
Well,
from
they're
the
trying to
Facebook.
buy a restored Schwinn from you online, so I can do the math on them being weird already. You don't have to say that.
No, I know, but like
I know they're fucking weird.
Dude, I bought 2 of these bikes. Okay, I have 2
Oh,
of them. that I drove to
He's
buy.
almost
So I'm like,
there,
maybe
Dom.
it's
He's almost done. He's almost figured it out.
maybe it's maybe they're like me. I don't know.
There you
So,
go. Ding,
yeah.
ding, ding.
This could have been it. So I go.
Maybe they're freaks like you.
So dude, this just gets fucking out of hand. So we coordinate for today
It's
at
out of
11
pocket.
a.m. for them to show up at my mom's house to buy this bike.
Did you tell them that it was your mom's house ahead of time?
We're not doing an undisclosed location. We're doing my mom's house in case they come
Yes.
back.
Yep, not off the bat, but they found out later. But
figured
so
it out.
I texted the address and the whole thing. No response. Fucking nothing. So
Wow.
then I texted her again this morning and said, "Hey, just check it in, confirm, and make sure you're good. I know you're driving from fucking fucking Brimfield
Oh,
area."
jeez.
It is funny.
Um,
The more miles you drive, the less the bike is worth it after you spend $20 on gas to get an $80 bike.
Oh yeah, exactly. So
You have to really want it.
you gotta really want it. So just assume they're not coming. All's good. I'm dead asleep, dude, because I had a meeting at 8, and then I was like, "Fuck, I'm sleeping." The basement door is getting knocked on by a man. I'm like,
That is terrifying. And that, your bed's right there, too, so you can't even, like, hear it on the other side of the room. Like, they can see you sleeping.
exactly. I'm like, they
I
can
hate
see
that.
me in here. Like, I literally was like, I didn't move because I'm like, they're like, he's in here.
Oh, my God. I hate that so much.
Holy
It's
Shit.
awful.
And they
Being
went and
woken
knocked
up
on
for
all
that
the other
shit?
doors too. My mom's fucking freaking out and calling me. I'm like,
The
it's
dogs
all right.
must be
They're from
shitting a
They're from
solid
Craigslist. It's fine.
These are my Craigslist friends I've never met before. The balls on them to walk down in the backyard around the back and knock on the window
My
to see you sleeping.
God, dude. So I text her. I'm
We
like,
drove
hey,
away
I'll
from
be
Brimfield.
right
We're
out.
not going home empty biked. God damn you.
Well, and the bike's out there too. They're like, they had the bike already.
So they could have just taken it.
And then I texted the woman whose name is, I believe, Cheryl.
Shocker.
Shocker. Oh, dude. I think
Cheryl.
I think I just
Cheryl
figured
and
it out.
Donnie came out with the bike.
Donnie.
I'm pretty sure I figured it out why this happened. Because I think I never texted her. Because it's no, her name's Carla, and I texted her the
Carla!
wrong.
Even better than Cheryl.
Sorry, Carla. I just figured it out.
Carla
I
Ann
texted her,
Moss.
and she never responded, and then texted me from a different number saying "We are here," smiley face. So I had
Oh,
the
that's
wrong
cute.
number the whole time.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. So you're texting
anyways,
the wrong number and they didn't respond to you at all.
yeah, it's great. So I get out. I'm like throwing fucking clothes on. I was like naked in the bed, and then I'm trying not to move so they don't see
Naked
me.
nap, dude. Bold move. I
Yeah,
get
I
naked
know.
bedtime, but naked nap is I like that move.
It's way better.
I always feel like, I mean, I'm not against napping naked, but usually it happens by mistake, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, yeah. So I get out to the driveway, and she's in homemade
hell yeah.
overalls and like gray hair down to her butt, and he's like a really tall hippie dude. And we're talking about antique stuff,
White
or whatever
hips.
it is. And she's like, it's the bikes for him. He likes to buy these bikes and collect them. He had one a while ago, and he's like, yeah, this this all comes full circle, my friends.
Yeah, you're like, I have a wife too. I know.
She was like, honey, wasn't this your DUI bike? And he's like, yeah, this was my DUI bike. And that's why he
God
wants
willing,
it,
it'll
'cause
be
he
your
sold it.
DUI bike again.
Exactly. This was his DUI
God.
bike back in the fucking 80s, and he wanted it back.
It's a
So-
classic.
So,
Dude,
and
that's
she was
amazing.
like,
It's
"Yep."
like the guy who's like, "That's the car I bought in high school, and I saved up all my change over my paper route." And he's like, "No, that's my. It's nostalgic for me. It's when I have my DUI. It's the bike I rode."
And it gets better. It's the bike they met on. So he had his DUI riding a bike. And then
This
he
is
met
so
his wife.
romantic,
He met his wife on that bike.
dude.
And
no
I
one needs to
made
hit
this
record.
happen
This is
today.
fucking gold.
I made this happen today.
I hope
dude.
somewhere
And,
Wow.
and
You are
then my
Cupid.
response to his DUI bike, he's like, I was like, we've all been there, man. It happens. It's totally cool.
It happens. It happens
like,
to
I
the
was
best of them.
Yeah, no, I was just being me tired. I was like, yeah, totally get it, man.
Who hasn't had a DUI bike?
You're out there in your dino pajamas, full boner, discussing DUI bikes with this guy.
You're like Ron Burgundy after they
So-
fight for running.
Yeah.
Mr. Burgundy, you have a mess.
It's an optical illusion. The dinosaurs make it look like I have a boner, but it's not because I just fell asleep.
No, this
or
is a
anything.
different kind of fossil in my
It's so
pants.
funny.
How funny would it be though?
I'm still thinking of a
How funny
paleontologist
would it be if he
myself.
gets home and he like has like somewhere written down? No, yeah, that's better than I was.
He's back on the bottle because of the bike.
They
Now I
send
get
you a
an
video of
excuse.
him riding around just slugging down a bottle of Jack Daniels. No, what if like somewhere at home
Yeah,
he has
can't
like
get-
records and he finds out it's the actual bike, his DUI bike. It's not like the same kind. It's the bike.
Not
Dude,
like
the
albums,
bike.
like
I
police
fucking
records.
hope it is,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be amazing.
Well, it has the original sticker on it from a bike shop in Leominster or Pittsburgh. So
Wow.
he's from that area. It could be
Could be
his.
the one.
And I bought it out there. It never left that town.
It's
Sounds like a
never left.
DUI bike. Sounds exactly like a DUI bike. It never left that town for 40 fucking years.
Yeah, next time you
a-
sell a bike,
It's like the sisterhood of the traveling DUI bike. Like when you're done using it, someone else needs it more, you give it to them.
And his thing
your
is,
license back.
he told me he liked that bike because when he got the DUI, he decided to buy a really nice bike instead of like a shitty one.
nice
He's like,
one.
no, I
Now
want
it's
a
only $80.
He's
I gotta
I'm-
go
I'm not
to
trying to
people's
share with my
houses and
friends.
stuff.
It's
I
my
want to
DUI
really,
bike.
I don't want to show up like
really-
a fucking asshole.
I want a real nice chrome one. Like I want to
Yeah.
make it fucking.
Classy
Next time you
DUI
sell a bike, you have to list it as a DUI bike.
Exactly.
Former DUI bike.
Yeah,
could still
got my
be.
license
I want it
back.
to go to a
It's
good
fine.
home. If you don't have a DUI, I'm not interested in selling it to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
You have your
I know
time
what
with
I
it, you
have.
enjoy it, and then
What
you
I
pass it on,
have, don't
pay it
know,
forward.
don't lowball me.
Yeah, don't lowball me. Don't ask if it's still available. If you have a
Yeah,
DUI,
Dylan.
you can write to me.
Yeah.
Show me a picture of the ticket.
If you talk shit about drunk people, you're automatically disqualified from
D-
buying it. I don't want to hear any shit.
You
Like
have to be drunk to ride this bike. It won't even work.
Dylan, you got to do.
that. Dude, no. It has on where the bell is. It has one of those
Right,
glowing
it
things.
won't- it
And
won't
if you
be
don't, if you
registered.
don't blow over .08, it doesn't. The gears don't go.
Oh fuck.
It's locked up unless you can blow over .08.
No, right, so no, you have to list it as DUI bike.
No, it has training wheels on it because
All right.
Tom, I'm ready. What do
DUI
you got?
bike mechanic special. No low balls. I know what I have.
Exactly.
I know what I have.
Yes.
All right,
Exactly.
don't fuck with me.
Vintage mid-century modern bicycle.
Woo, jeez.
Mid-century modern, driving under the influence certified bicycle.
Dude, a bike that only pedals if you're drunk. That's fucking great.
Non-electric, man-powered bicycle. Chromium.
Very shiny. People will be impressed.
Best offer.
by
Best
this
offer
bike.
only.
They will be impressed.
Ever wonder why your friends don't respect you? This is
lowest
why they
lowest
don't.
offer.
Do you have trouble meeting the love of your life? Because on this bike, it happened with a DUI. Some
Comes
guy met
free
the
with a
love of his
story.
life. He took this bike on his first date.
Now you put one of those little vacation journals that you sign. It's hanging off of the handlebar.
We had sex on the bike.
It took some
Standing
doing,
up.
but we managed.
We managed.
We met when
It's
I
like
hit a
the
curb and-
shower, but a lot harder. And we got it done.
We met when I hit a curb hard, and the middle rail went right into my nuts, and she grabbed him to make sure I was okay. And
Yeah.
ever since then, it was love at first squeeze.
Yeah. Instead of using Bumble, find a girl that is attractive at Dunkin' Donuts, follow her home, and then
If
Get
you
on
can't
your
handle me in my
bicycle.
DUI bike, you don't deserve me at my Mazda Miata.
learn her routine, and then strategically ride this bike into her and go through the front windshield. She'll feel bad.
Romantic.
She'll feel really bad and then be impressed by the bike.
She'll nurse you back
And
to health.
then-
Ladies like to do that.
This is
like
an
to be
alternate
hospitable.
plot.
They
to Back
do.
to
They
the
like
Future.
to. They like to help, and then ask her out on a date.
Like, and I know this is weird because I can't walk now, but do you want to go out sometime?
Do you want
Go
to
out sometime?
wheel me
Like,
around sometime?
And then you go, I don't have a car because I got hit by a car on a
And
bike. So I
she
only
goes,
have a bike 'cause I
wait,
can't
is this a
drive.
DUI bike?
She goes, why do you have a bike then? Shouldn't you be driving, not riding a bike? It's a long story.
Well, funny that you asked that. Yeah. How good
Yeah.
are you at spoon feeding people who are quadriplegic?
Exactly.
You have a
I
kid?
record my wheelchair miles on Strava, and it says how many miles I pushed today. So
Yeah. Do handicapped people have a step counter for how many times they spin the wheel? Because that's a
yeah,
lot
dude,
of
I used it
calories being
today.
burned.
I used on Strava. I went for like a 10-mile bike ride, and they have like local legends, which I obviously already am on some of them. But I got for like speed and time on certain segments, and I figured
Yeah.
I'm not going to beat some of
Pure
those guys. So instead of selecting bicycle to do track my miles, I select wheelchair. So
Wow.
now
Dick.
I'm going to
Stolen valor.
now I'm going to win all the
Wow.
wheelchair segments.
Stolen valor.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dylan Joe Basement Podcast. One of the hosts, Dylan, and today we're asking ourselves some of the important questions in life, like, does the Bluetooth vibrator that Joe has installed can it be counted as a BattleBot? Questions like that. So, guys, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Joe.
Uh,
That's about
I'm-
it.
I'm Dom, also known as Goy Fieri, and that's about it.
Jerry. Cool. That's great, guys. Well, thanks for gathering today to talk about it. You guessed it.
We gave
Not
you nothing.
vibrators.
We gave you 0 to run off.
We have a special
When
episode.
you guys do that to me, I get so mad, and I just did to you. I'm Joe.
Yeah, we know. And this is episode 79, and we're going to talk about BattleBots.
79. You guys ever do 79? It's crazy.
No.
It's when you go in a cardiac arrest and a paramedic is standing over you asking you if you're okay.
That's a good one.
The top of the 7 is your feet,
Okay, what
and then the 9 is obviously.
Did you just make that up?
what city would
Wow.
you
It's not even
would you
funny.
align with
It's kind of works, though.
the 79? What
that?
city would if you had to like do a city in the work? You know, like San Diego, thank you, something like that. What would be most affiliated with the 79?
Well, I would say the Pittsburgh 79 because the Philadelphia 76ers. So I feel like it's just a couple of clicks to the west over there.
I think
the
that's a
whole
great
Pittsburgh
theory,
79.
Joe, and I respect you for it. But I think that since we're doing CPR on people
Mm-hmm.
in cardiac arrest, your primary population for that is the obese. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
move south, dude. Check some of those states out. We
The
could do a
old
Phoenix. This
Mississippi
could be a Phoenix thing, like
79.
a weirdo Phoenix fat guy place. Feeling that for
Yeah,
79.
I hear that.
The-
I like how Alabama and Louisiana and Mississippi are fighting year after year for the title of fattest population, and it's a tough bout
fattest
every year.
and dumbest and poorest.
Well, let's
and-
not go there, even though you're right.
Hey,
Let's
you
not
gotta.
go
Hey, it's
there.
better than having the best sports team. It's like we say with North Korea, best hole. Go for it. No one has
Yeah,
it.
you find
best hole
your
got locked up in the
hole
90s.
and you go in it. It's much
Never
as you
lose
can.
your dinosaur.
Today we're talking about BattleBots, and it was not only one of the most highly acclaimed shows between me and my peers growing up. It's also a fantastic and fascinating concept to me because not only has BattleBots existed before iPhone, and it still existed, and it got re-picked up by Discovery Channel like 10 years ago. It's wild. It's a wild journey, but also I don't think this is the end of BattleBots. I think it's the very beginning. We're seeing things like Boston Scientific designing robots that can do backflips and save people. I mean, we're looking at ChatGPT discovering how to be a person. I think the BattleBots is only just starting here, and I thought it'd be a fascinating concept to talk about today. And also, I just want to talk about BattleBots because it was a fucking great show.
No, absolutely. I think that's a really great section of thought about BattleBots that I didn't even think about yet. Because BattleBots was so fucking incredible in 2000 or 2001.
Yeah,
2000.
it came out in the year 2000, which means they were building them in the late 90s before they actually even had the show. Because they wouldn't just build them for the show; they were building them on underground cockfighting rings of BattleBots before it went public.
The only thing crazier than that is that the first network they were on was Comedy Central. BattleBots.
It's a laugh.
That's what
a
it
big
started
laugh.
as.
Dude, 2 birds in the bush is better than 1 in the hand. You know.
That's exactly right. Get those birds in the bush already.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask Georgie boy.
Everyone knows that. No, but it was so sick. Did you guys not? I mean, like go to your friend's house for sleepover and talk about, and then just go through someone's parents' fucking kitchen and like get pizza cutters and stuff. So because you're gonna make a battle bot, you have no fucking idea what you're doing.
I
But
did
you're
not
like, yeah,
do
we'll do
that.
pizza
Yeah,
cutter
I
that's
definitely did
spinning
that
and it's
at
gonna like
your
cut
house.
people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did it at someone else's house too. It was completely random. Like that's what we were doing there. So
I do also remember watching BattleBots at Dom's house growing up too. I mean, BattleBots was a big part of.
I am still.
That's funny because
actively
I
watching
don't
it.
remember watching BattleBots in my house growing up.
Well, you were probably 6, but you did watch it. They're probably edging you on. Dom, who do you think's gonna win? You're like, I don't know. I'm like, pick one.
Yeah, that's probably no. I know why I was because I wasn't allowed to watch Comedy Central, and probably neither was Amanda and Angela.
We probably weren't allowed to watch it, but it
That,
wasn't.
you know what that means?
South
You know
Park.
what
It
that
was
means to
BattleBots.
us? I mean, to me, that means that you put it on because you knew it existed.
That's probably true. BattleBots is fun, and also Spike TV did pick it up after it was in syndication.
Good old Spike TV. Whatever happened to you?
Man Show.
Mansers. Thousand Ways to Die.
Mansers.
Die.
Yeah.
Was MXC on there?
Yep.
Oh yeah, hard, heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a night and a day. Two boys, MXC, BattleBots.
I mean, come on. What more do you want?
Everything a guy wants.
We're all just striving for that high still.
Yeah, I've been chasing that dragon ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No question.
we were talking about BattleBots. I thought we talked about the show BattleBots, and then we'd maybe get into what we think the future of BattleBots is, and maybe other examples of BattleBots that aren't just the show BattleBots.
I have some
There's
examples.
more
of
battling boss than just the show.
like-
So the show started in 2000 for anyone who's uninitiated to the BattleBots lore. Luckily, now because of the internet, we have YouTube clips of most of the major bouts, but they treat it as a boxing match. They have a lightweight, they have a middleweight and a heavyweight, and also a super heavy class they introduced later after the first season. But basically, it's the same as boxing. You have your fighter go in, but instead of training, you're building this. So instead of people who kick your ass, it's people who could never even throw a punch, designing a robot that's remote controlled. It's not. That's another thing. It's not an actual like autonomous robot.
It's more like
basically
a remote control car.
Okay. Yeah, it's an RC car with weapons, but it's cool as hell. And the arena was it had saw blades in it and flamethrowers, and it was just it basically had an octagon,
Things
but
that
it was
flip
an arena.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want to pick. And obviously, as the fights went on, people had better and better strategies of how to be the winner. And just like nerds, they didn't make it look cool or fun. They just tried to have the best way to win it automatically, much like Brian playing video
Most
games.
practical
It's
way.
not cool. It's not fun. Just how do you win immediately, and that's it. And that's what you get when you take guys who design robots and program things and put them into sports. They just come up with like, oh, if you kick 100 field goals, you win football. Okay, that's lame, but I guess you win. Whatever.
And
but that's what a BattleBot turned out.
The thing that you can't do with that compared to like boxing, boxing strategy is, well, I got to be the best at dodging these punches, or if I hit this guy a certain way. No, this is, well, what if instead of a spinning saw, I have a giant fucking hammer? What if I just hit it from the top? So that way it can't even get to me. What about that? It's it's more about, well, what weapon hasn't anyone used yet? Mm-hmm. What can I do?
They did have timed rounds, and you could judge it like boxing, but oftentimes, as we see in the show, it ended when the opponent could no longer move or just couldn't fight anymore, and it just got
When there was
pinned
time
up.
for a rebuild.
Time for a rebuild.
Yeah, so I mean, the basic concept is, I mean, we didn't even say this yet, but we have robots that are like sometimes around 6 feet long, 6 by
No.
6.
No
Yes.
way.
6
Are
feet.
you?
Yes. Have
Dylan,
you seen
have
how
you
big
seen the
these things
show?
are?
They're
I
not
have.
6 feet
I watch
long.
it all the time. Did you look it up?
Their super heavyweight is 250 pounds. If it was 6 feet wide and it's a fucking robot, it'd be like that'd be like way more than that.
There's no way. It was
I think
6
you guys
feet
Yeah,
are
I've
wrong.
seen it in
I'm
person
gonna
before.
stand behind
It's
myself
not
on this
that
one.
way.
I'm gonna say they're at most
2 feet.
2 feet wide, maybe
Nope.
2 feet, but usually
Fucking-
like a foot and a half.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's no fucking way.
guys
So
are wrong.
it's taller than me laying down on the ground, driving around in that arena. The arena is probably
Yes.
like 12 feet by 12 feet.
No, you guys are wrong.
I'm gonna look up the dimensions right
Look
now.
it up
Dylan,
right now.
You're insane. as always.
BattleBots requirements, like BattleBots specs.
No. BattleBots arena dimensions.
Dead air.
All right, so it is 48 feet by 48 feet, so Dylan does have an argument there. But there's no way it was 6 feet long.
Design rules revision 2020.0.
All right, let's hear it.
But weapons configuration size limits. Okay.
Limits, not
yes,
requirements.
Limits.
Okay.
So within the space of an 8x8 square. So it has to be under 8 feet by 8 feet.
And they all were by a lot. None
My
of them
friend,
were even close
no,
to
because
that.
I've been watching BattleBots, and there's one of them that's literally a fucking pole with wheels on both ends. and it
All
just
right, so
spins.
that you're saying
all
the
right,
extreme example
all right,
is
you guys wise guys
Yeah,
know-it-alls.
No, Dylan, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that when you're
I'm
talking
looking
about.
at all the winners
I
right
don't-
here.
that-
They're 100 pounds.
don't
If they're
think-
6 feet long, they'd be 700
It doesn't
million
mean
pounds.
you'll win by
The
being
spinning
8
spike
feet
wheel with
by
the 2
8
wheels on the
feet.
end.
That's
That's
not
not
what
6
you
feet
said.
long.
You didn't say the extreme example is that you said, they're usually 6 feet long, BattleBots, how they are. They're about
That's
the
a
length
good
of an
average,
adult
my
man.
friend. If the limit is 8, 6 is in the
That's
middle
not
there,
very big, though.
that's a
Most
good
I'm talking about what
average.
actually
Hold.
happened. Oh my god.
Are we a bunch of guys in a wool sock arguing? Is that the new podcast?
Yeah.
That's the podcast. That's why I stopped talking. That's why I stopped talking. We're gonna take
Fine,
turns.
it's all good. So Dominic, your turn. You get the fucking talking stick. What's up?
Dylan,
Your
you're,
fucking
I'm gonna look at the
bullshit-
dimensions of
your
all the
bullshit
champions. They're maybe
BattleBot
2 feet.
theories.
Fuck.
Do you guys
You
read?
can hold them. They're in your hand. They can hold
They're
them. in
heavy
your
as
hand.
fuck. Have you seen these things?
Yeah,
You
they
know,
are
the
heavy.
250
The
pound
lightweight-
8x8
the
robot.
lightweight robots are, I believe it's 58 pounds is the requirement for lightweight.
Yeah. Yeah,
They,
that's still
they're,
heavy as
they're
shit.
all
50
they're
pounds
all
is
the
not that
size.
heavy. That's a toddler.
They're all big
Dude, in a
Roombas.
weird shape.
They're
58
big
pounds.
Roombas. They're not
I
6 feet
literally
long poles.
just brought an elliptical to the dump today. That was 58
Yeah, but that's not a
fucking
BattleBot.
pounds, and it was so fucking hard to carry. Well, is it a BattleBot, Dom? Is it? It
Now
plugs
you're
in the
arguing
wall.
about
It's not a
how strong people are, and you're not arguing with the fact that 99% of all BattleBots could fit on your kitchen table. They're not fucking 6.
I disagree. Well, yes, because your kitchen table's fucking 6 feet by 4 feet.
Okay, semantics. Good job.
Not
You fucking
yours,
figured it
but
out.
fucking
The
some
more you
other
poke holes
people's.
in my shit, the more it makes it feel like you're stretching. But okay. Anyways, BattleBots, they're
I'm-
usually not 6 feet long. They're usually much smaller than that. They're compact and they're very heavy, like Dylan said. There are hundreds of pounds
wrong.
of them.
Have you ever been in a unofficial BattleBot competition where you programmed, built, and designed a robot?
No, but I have gone to watch it in live.
That
twice.
is such a shitty Fox News argument. Have you ever done it? So then how do you know? Well, because I watched
No, I
it
have,
constantly.
because I built one that was the size of a laptop. and
Wait,
it was
a
like
6 foot
You mean the
20
standard
pounds.
size? You mean the usual
size
size
of a
they are?
laptop, and it has no fucking. There's not enough mass there to fuck up shit.
Yeah, mass
Yeah.
doesn't equal
They
volume.
have to have a
and we
lot
all
of
know
mass
that.
to do the damage they do in that.
Yeah,
shit.
mass means weight. It doesn't mean how big it is, wide or tall.
Well, mass and
you
weight
know
technically aren't the same thing, but you're yeah.
that. Yeah, it's the amount of matter in a given position.
Look, all right.
Just like
Dylan, let's just-
71
all right, let's just go into this a
79
little bit.
someone.
You're saying I saw you.
I don't
want
want to argue about the size of the
you're doing
BattleBots.
the
This is
hammer
turning
thing.
into the wool sock
You're
thing
doing
again.
the hammer thing. You're saying not enough mass. All it takes is build a thing out of titanium. Boom, heavy enough mass to do the
There's
hammer.
got to be a rule against titanium, though. You know this. There has to.
It needs to be
Is
strong.
there?
If
I'm
they-
wondering.
As long
If
as
they
it-
could
I
use
thought there was a
titanium,
weight
then no
limit.
one would lose and no one would win. Like titanium is just
Yeah.
would fucking.
no,
make
I'm
us
just
all
trying to
relevant,
make
dude.
you seem like you're wrong because you are.
That might be true, but also titanium might max out the weight limit because if you
So
have the same
fucking
size and it's aluminum or titanium, it might be way too heavy.
That's a huge
But
difference.
no, aluminum is the lightest metal, and it's soft as fuck. You
Almost
fuck
like I
aluminum.
chose that on purpose, Dylan.
So I thought you said it was the heaviest one. I was like, dude, all right, we're in
Or you
this
said aluminum and
we're
titanium.
in
Oh my
nerd
God,
zone.
dude.
We're gonna be
You're not
fucking
listening
nerding
to
out
me,
over
you
this.
fuck
Joe, you
shit.
don't know what aluminum is, you dumbass.
I picked it on purpose for the lightest metal.
Well, you'll lose then, Joe. This is not an airplane.
I'm
It's a
saying
Battlebot.
that you wouldn't pick aluminum or titanium. You pick something in the middle, right? To try to like
Yeah.
hit the weight
Yeah, I
limit,
tried
but
to
not
pick
overdo
titanium.
it.
But
Well, there's this big thing out there.
This can't be the
Sorry,
podcast,
Dom.
guys. We can't
No.
argue.
Oh,
the whole
okay,
time.
okay.
We need to keep this in because this is what the people want. And
No, I'm keeping it in. I'm
there's-
just saying, let's not argue for an hour straight talking.
No,
about
we're
each
not.
other.
But I'm saying is that when it comes to design of a thing that's in war, there was a brilliant debate in the 40s because
A master
bombers
debater.
all the bombers would come back, like I think it was the Lancaster or the B-17, one of the major bombers.
This is
that
a
were
great
killing-
scientific study. I like this story.
shooting the bad. Yeah, we're dropping
they're
those bad guys.
shooting
They're
the bad
coming back,
guys.
and they were
Technical
full
terms.
of bullet holes. They were full of bullet holes. So all of the scientists there and all the engineers were like, "All right, well, where the bullet holes are, that's where they're getting shot at. So let's reinforce those." And one guy, just one guy, said, "You're all wrong. That means that those areas are already strong. So let's
Yep.
reinforce the other areas because that means those areas can take the hits, but the ones that aren't coming home are getting shot in the areas that you're not looking at. So let's
Exactly. You don't
reinforce
make it
everything
back.
else except for the ones that have holes in them."
Yep.
And
It's one of the confirmed scientific biases. It's called it's a confirmation bias. It's called survivor bias. You think that when you make it back, you see all the holes, you go, oh, that must be the part where it sucks. But then, like Dylan just said, you realize if you don't make it back, where are those holes? You know,
That's right.
that's
That's
perfect.
right.
I love that concept. So when you build a
same goes for
battle bot, you want
Battlebots.
your holes to be in the
Filled.
right places,
You always want, literally cream pied
if you
Like-
can.
Yes.
if you can. Those holes. That's where you
See,
want.
now I know we got to talk about the robots and stuff still, but I want to.
I
The
suppose.
thing I'm more interested in. The thing I really want to talk about. How long do you think they started doing the battles before they were like, let's put weapons on the walls? To the point where not only
I don't know.
is
I
your
have to
strategy-
imagine that. Yeah.
you not only are you trying to dodge the attacks from your opponent, you're trying not to get pushed
Dodge a
against that saw or that flamethrower that's there.
Yeah.
Get a great point. So
Whoever
you're right.
came up
So,
with
so
that,
if I were to make a
deserves
bot,
raise.
if I were to make a bot, I would make it a fucking square box that had a lot of traction.
Wait a minute.
All
Wait
you
a
do is
minute. Let's
push
not blow our
people
load
in.
on that. We should
Not
do
gonna-
that
no,
last.
this
We
is
should
one
build
theory,
our own
but
Battlebot.
Dominic's right. Is that you don't need a weapon. You just push them into the fucking bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get fucked by the saws, the flippers, the
Flamethrowers.
flames, the fucking hammers that are on the outside of the course.
They
So,
had
Dom,
those-
to
those-
answer
This,
your
have
this
doors
sounds
to
like
do
a
it.
Limp Bizkit song.
Why?
I'm getting heated.
Because you're rolling.
So you're gonna throw a sandwich at me? You better not. So the thing I'm saying,
All the
is,
Battlebots guys did it all for the Nookie. That's why
is
they-
Dominic. I started watching
Dominic.
BattleBots when you were a wee young lad, like I was one day, and I remember the fucking shit on the outsides always since I started watching it in 2000.
I don't think that he was
when it
saying
came out.
on the TV show they added him. He was saying how long, because there was obviously battling bots before they paid a television network to
Good
like.
point. Well, that's
Yeah.
battling bots, not BattleBots, Joe.
Yes,
yeah,
bots that were battling.
That's a bunch of friends battling
Yeah.
robots.
Well, no, so
Yeah,
Battle-
there was
BattleBots-
obviously an underground BattleBot scene before it was on TV. They didn't come up with the idea and they go, okay, now build these. I bet like for 10, 15 years beforehand, people were doing this by themselves.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
simple
decided to say,
program.
BattleBots
It's
wasn't
simple.
the first show. There was a
Even
show.
better. It
Joe,
wasn't even the
you're gonna
first
have to
show.
look up, figure out what the name of it was. I believe it was in the '90s first, and it was called like Robot Battles, something like that. And when they brought it
Okay.
back, they weren't allowed to
Believe
use that
that.
name, so they went with BattleBots.
So that's what they call it, BattleBots, which is a better name. BattleBots is a
Significantly
great
better.
name.
Battling robots
Yeah.
on
And
air
I don't know
live.
if that's the name of it.
And
but something
looking it
like
up, BattleBots is one word, which I didn't realize when I was Googling it. BattleBots is all
trademark.
one
that. Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Trademark, yeah, BattleBots.
Yeah, BattleBots. So, what else can we fight about? Any ideas?
No, so I just thought that's an interesting concept that like there definitely was guys like nerdy guys like in the 80s. I mean, maybe some girls too. Just kidding. There's no way the girls.
No way they were in this yet, dude.
Maybe now, but not in the 80s. That were building these robots and just fighting each other, and then it must have gotten like big enough in the robot circles or whatever. Someone pitched it to Comedy Central and was like, "Hey, you know, we had this '90s show that Dom
funny.
talked about. Like, let's bring it back. Like robot battle. Like, let's do it." Who doesn't want to see that
Well,
shit?
it's like anything, and anything that comes into a TV show. I mean, even look at like hockey. Someone didn't go, I have an idea for a sport, let's put it on TV. Or like, let's make it professional.
No,
people just were
there's
doing
like a
it,
grassroots,
and it
it grows
build
from
up, and people were like, oh, you know what? I think I have a way that I
Let's
could do
film
that.
this.
That'd be better than you.
I mean,
Hockey,
imagine
try
like
lacrosse. Lacrosse
Yeah.
was invented by the Native Americans to train for war.
and that's what we're sticking with.
Yeah, they
It still sucks.
That's how
It's still a shitty sport to watch,
they would
just like it was back then.
They knew that the robot uprising was coming, and lacrosse was
Yeah.
the best way to fight them.
But
Yeah.
imagine, I mean, being like you're like 20 years old. It's 1993. You got your Z Caravicis on. You got your fucking
Jinkos.
your flannel. Yeah, you're walking. Your buddy's like, yeah, I know it's kind of nerdy. You guys have been trading tapes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mystery Science Theater, and you're like, I
And
got this
porn.
crazy event coming up. It's a robot battle. And you're like, all right, robots. What is it like? Rock'em Sock'em Robots, like the board game. Another good original BattleBot game. And you're like,
Yeah.
no.
Beat the shit out of your brother.
You go into MIT dorms, and it's you. You go in the boiler room of the MIT dorms, and there's fucking
So fucking
That should not
keep
have
talking,
been
Joe.
as funny as it was.
and there's a Roomba with a fucking broom on it. I don't know. I just think it's funny the idea that it was like underground cockfighting for robots before it got famous.
Yeah.
It started somewhere.
Well, yeah, 'cause I mean, like the iRobot, the original version of the Roomba, it's been around for a long time too. So you can
Yeah,
take
and
that.
it was
probably yeah.
And-
the prototype was a BattleBot, and they're like, what if instead of a hammer, put a vacuum on it?
What if it fought dirt?
It fought dirt like it fights other bots.
I got this idea. It sucks,
But that's good.
but it's good.
My middle school science teacher, every time we said that sucks, she goes, "Oh, is it in a vacuum?" And we were like, "Oh God!" Every single time.
What a
We were
science teacher
like,
way
that's
to
way
handle
too
that.
literal for everything.
Like no, the term "it sucks" comes from like someone
Your mom?
sucking balls off a human.
It's so funny. Yeah, sucks has never been like, oh, it sucks egg, it sucks vacuum. Like, it was always been, it sucks a cock, which is a bad thing. That's always been the connotation. That sucks. It's like saying, like, what's up? It's like, what is going on? Is it like the long version? It sucks is always, that sucks a dick, and that's a bad thing.
Exactly.
That's a connotation. It's like, you suck dick, and that's bad.
Suck dick. Yeah.
Like, oh my
Man,
god, my
this
job
food
sucks
really
dick, which is
sucks.
bad. Yeah, this
Yeah.
food sucks dick,
Wow,
which is
this
not a good thing.
cheesecake really sucks dick.
What a shitty PR move on for men to be like, that sucks, which is bad. It's like, no, it sucks, which is great.
She's
It
like,
sucks.
wow, she's the best ever. She
This
sucks.
is great. She sucks.
That's okay.
the
That
best
that
girl
if
I've ever
Seinfeld
met.
Came out
Why is
today,
that
this would
bad?
be an episode. It sucks. It's good to suck. It's a good suck.
Good to suck. Hey,
It's
sucking's
good to
good.
suck. I've never been sucked and said this is shitty. Shitty
Yeah,
is shitty.
yeah, no, we can all agree that shitty is shitty because it smells bad. It tastes bad.
No
I
one likes
imagine.
shit or stinks. Stinks is worse than
Stinks.
sucks. Is all around good. A
Yeah,
vacuum cleaner
stinks
is a
and
good
shitty
thing.
is like
A
the same
girl
parlor of like
sucking
everyone
you
can
off is
agree that
good.
like not everyone can, but most people can agree that shit's not a great thing. But sucking is, I don't know why that's automatically a bad thing. I mean, you ever use a straw before? Rest my case.
It's nice, dude. Straws are good. I don't care how gay it looks. Like they're really good.
I don't care how gay it looks.
Straws
Either.
are awesome.
Yeah, that's why whenever I drink out of a straw, I cup the balls.
Because you gotta own it. You gotta be a man about it. If you can use
Well,
a
if
straw,
you're gonna enjoy it, you might as well go all in, right?
yeah.
And the drink enjoys
Yeah,
it.
make the drink
I can
enjoy
tell
it
I-
too.
Yeah, the ice is rattling around, and then when you're done, all the ice smashes you in the face.
Yeah. Just don't spit the drink out afterwards. It won't like that.
No,
Yeah,
you don't,
no, you gotta swallow
don't
the
waste
drink
it.
always. Don't be a
waste
pussy
it.
about this.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, don't
no,
be like
but-
a pussy and not swallow.
It's good for you.
Good.
No, but sock and
racing.
boppers were funny, dude. That was a funny.
No,
Rock
I'm
'em
talking
sock
about
'em
battle
robots.
bots. Rock'em Sock'em
I
Robots,
know,
not sock and
but-
boppers.
The human BattleBot is a 6-year-old boy with sock
Yeah.
and boppers.
No, you're totally right. Sock and
Holy
boppers was like,
shit.
what if BattleBots were BattleBots?
Rock'em
Rock'em
Sock'em
Sock'em
6-year-old
children.
boys, 6-year-old brothers.
They should have called it that instead. They should have called it Rock'em Sock'em Children, and then you have these big pillows on your hands.
What if we do a
Dude,
pillow
have
fight
you ever
that
been?
you can
Have you ever
grip?
been had the shit beat out of you by sock and poppers? Like,
Yeah,
on your
by
back
you.
on the floor, and someone's banging your head off the ground. With these
Yeah, you
fucking
did
things?
that to me.
No, that was with real boxing gloves. No, that was real.
It was probably
that was
both.
real,
It had to
Joe.
have
That was
been
at
both.
Brian's house.
I have it on good authority that they're more fun than a pillow fight. My off base.
Whoa, let's slow down. When did I beat the shit out of you with an object? Because there could
Blow
be
them up.
Beanie
Put your
Babies,
hand inside.
boxing
ready to
gloves,
have
sock
the
and
time of your
boppers.
life.
pillows. You got 4 options. Which one was it?
Listen, Dylan, the tagline was Sock'em Boppers, Sock'em Boppers, more fun than a pillow fight.
Yes, but which one did I beat the shit out of you with?
All of them.
I think it was. I think if I can remember, I'll try to clear my mind and be serious for a second. I'm pretty sure you took a gym sock full of soap and you fucking wailed on your head.
I did love Apocalypse Now, so sorry. Sorry, I mean Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, no, if you put the bars of soap in a tube sock, they don't bruise.
Doesn't leave bruises.
Yeah.
So you can hit them wherever you want, and no one will tell on you. It's a great move.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good to go.
No, but we never did that. Yeah, you take the comforter and you strap them down so they can't.
Yeah, you
swiggle.
have your friends holding
then
down and you just wail on them.
beat
Right in
the
the guts.
shit out of
Right in
them.
the soft underbelly. Just really hit them in
Sock
the
full
guts.
of sock
yeah.
full of soap.
Someone should have given Chris Brown
but
these
Joe,
notes.
sock and boppers. I know it wasn't sock and boppers. I know. Did you ever fight at Brian's house?
No, I didn't.
Oh, we can't relitigate this. You should listen to the episodes.
Yeah, we've talked.
You
Sure,
did 20
that
minutes
would
on
help.
fighting at Brian's house like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
drink
That's
a
when
lot.
we were doing the fucking mine strike.
Yeah, it wasn't
And
that long ago. Like, we
were
just
like,
did it.
The last half hour had
Didn't
nothing
know.
to do with the
Didn't
podcast.
know. Had no idea until today that we talked about that.
Well, you can always just
it's
watch
all
the
good.
episodes.
Nah.
I don't.
nah.
I don't.
People shouldn't do that. Whoever's
No,
watching
no
it right
reason
now,
to.
I think you know why.
I lived it. No, okay, all right, yeah, but no, sock and boppers were just 2 6-year-olds hitting each other as hard as they can.
While their uncle
Yeah.
filmed it.
It's
Well, their
funny
uncle
because
filmed
they
it,
make
yeah,
the
exactly.
punching part like a blow up thing, but you don't
like, oh, it's
make
fun. It's like,
yeah.
dude.
The whole room is an inflatable though when you knock your cousin in the face and his head hits the fucking cement floor. Like that's not
Well,
the
he's
song.
on the wood floor and he's down.
Yeah.
He's like, no, don't hit me. And you go, wham, bam, boom. His head just bangs off the wood
like a
floor.
speed
You're like,
bag.
Shut up, you pussy. Shit out of him. with
see, we
sock
gotta-
and
you gotta
boppers.
Stop bleeding out of your ears like a bitch.
You got to fight each
Yeah.
other using
Bleed out of
sock
your
and
nose
bottoms-
like a man.
bottoms while wearing moon shoes. That's a real
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
fight.
yeah, that's
You're
dude,
basically
that
a
was
god at
living,
that
dude.
point.
That's why kids these days who are not millennials are pussies because they didn't beat the shit of each other in sock and boppers wearing moon shoes.
No, they fought the way that teenage girls do. they destroy each other on the internet.
Yeah, that's
With
exactly
words.
it. That's exactly it. We me and my brother sock and bop the shit of each other.
I bet you bopped some socks.
Bob some socks, and then we fought in real life with actual hands.
Oh yeah, you threw hands, you threw socks, everything.
But
Beanie
did you ever
Babies.
use?
Yeah, and then we threw Beanie Baby. Dom, you weren't a part of this, but we threw Beanie,
Beanie Baby
Babies
Wars.
at my mom's house. We had Super Soaker fights in the house.
You'd be surprised how much
Why
Beanie
would-
Babies
why
hurt
would
if
Beanie
you throw
Babies,
them
you
at
got
full
kids.
force.
We're in like upper middle school,
Why would you
like
throw
7th and
Beanie
8th
Babies
grade.
at your mom's house, not at each other?
We threw it at each other in the
Good
mom's house.
question.
You
We
know
threw them at
that?
each other, but dude, we're now in like 7th and 8th grade. Like we're throwing 40, 50,
Yeah.
60 miles an hour, depending on who played baseball and who didn't.
Throwing
It's
40.
basically
at
like
each other?
taking like a cornhole beanbag and just throwing it as hard as you can at your friend's face from
Fucking
yeah.
like,
friend's
height.
face, and we're
You're
going
throwing
for
it down at
headshots.
them.
Headshots are the point.
Yeah. The
They're
only
not
thing better than that is a
naturally.
nut shot, and that's tough to get. Yeah,
Yeah, it's head or nut shots, and you're getting hit with a 50-mile-an-hour fucking purple platypus that weighs 3 pounds. like
I'm pretty sure all
1
Beanie
pound.
Babies were like 6 foot by 6 foot.
that's a great
yeah,
point, Dom. Great point. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
canon. That's canon.
Yep. Yeah. So,
But
yeah, it was a good
did
time.
you?
Good
So
time to live in.
Dylan, you were saying something about you made your own Battlebots before.
I did. Yeah, want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, maybe I was a senior in high school. I was for 3 years actually. 3 years. I was
Brag.
the first robotics, which first is an organization.
Yep.
It's an acronym for something, run by Dean Kamen, who's the inventor of the Segway. So every high school, I'm sure Assabet had it. Hudson High certainly did.
Aspen had a different thing, but I did first at at Immaculate Conception School, but building
Yeah,
Lego robots that would follow a track.
Oh,
Exactly.
I just looked up what FIRST stands for. It's Fisting Incels Running Scared Tomorrow. So.
Exactly. So that's exactly what it is. So thanks, Joe. Appreciate the research on that.
Just for the listeners.
So so I was a robotics coach for FIRST at Hudson High, and I had something funny to say about that before I get into it. Anyways, oh man, it was really good. So, all right, I'll get into it. So,
Great storytelling.
thanks. No, but Dom, I got off track. It was funny. I did robotics coaching.
No. Tell us how that went. Like, what was that like?
And what was it like? Okay, so I showed up after school and then helped kids code, like simple coding. Like it's starter. It's like dragging boxes instead of typing in lines. And then building the robots out of Legos.
Yeah, that's exact thing. Yeah.
And then you make them do something, and most of them were about saving the planet. Dom, you know this. Like it's like, let's redo the infrastructure in Hudson. Let's add trains to Hudson, Massachusetts. Like, and they do it in whatever it is, and you get kids of all different shapes and sizes.
Wow, you think
Some
how
of them are-
many like wandering ideas? Like, there's probably high schoolers all around the country that have all these great ideas to how to improve their community that are just thrown in the trash immediately after they graduate.
All in the trash, 100% of them in the trash. But they give you but the thing is, the organization gives you what you need to do. So it's not like, I'm going to make a spaceship. Like, you're like, no, you're fucking not. It's a fucking train, okay?
You need to focus.
You can't make a train a spaceship, you dummy. Yeah. So
don't be dumb.
I did that. I got a Letterman jacket for this that says Coach. Fucking Hudson Robotics. Oh,
it says Fisting Incels on the front.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's
we're not running scared tomorrow.
I really was a part of this. So I did that for years, and most of those kids were smarter than I was. But then,
Believable.
As I took SolidWorks and all those things, I was entered into the Boston University engineering competition, which was just Battlebots. So
that's
awesome. Was entry-level Battlebots. So
and we all know now Boston is like the epicenter worldwide. Definitely top 5 cities for designing robots. I mean, not just MIT. BU,
Boston Dynamics.
Boston Dynamics,
Boston Dynamics in Waltham on 95 North. Yeah. So if I won the competition completely, I got like a full ride to BU or something. Like, it was a big.
They would have been in for quite a surprise if you won. And you're like, I'm just really good at building robots. I can't fucking go to class or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. No, like, it was that good though. Like, his scholarship opportunities were huge.
That's dope.
So it was me and one other guy, and we built a robot very similar to those kits. Dom, you probably had these. They were like in the 90s and 2000, definitely in the 90s. They had kits that where you could build your own car at like you make it out of metal, and you have small nuts and bolts that you put together.
I never had one, but I know
it's like in the Sandlot where they build the big crane to go pick up.
Exactly, Joe. Yeah.
That was
so it was actually metal, and it came with tools and
whatever that was. That's a name for that company, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we used a frame that was similar to that, so because mass was important, and the goal
had to
of
be
it
at least
was
6 feet long.
We had a 6 feet tall pyramid, and each robot. So it was simple. They were autonomous, no controller.
That is a big distinction, because that automatically makes it way cooler than any BattleBot, because, like we said before, BattleBots are remote-controlled cars with hammers on them, and they're heavy. If you have to make an actual robot, it has to be autonomous, which means that you're already a better BattleBot guy than anyone we're talking about tonight.
So what we had to do was interesting. So it was a pyramid, so like straight up, had 2 sides, like a triangle, actually, not a pyramid. 2 sides.
Like a pyramid with 2 sides,
Yeah, not 5.
One robot's at the bottom on the other side, the other robot's on the bottom on the other side, and they both have to drive up and then push the other one down the other side. That's all they have to do.
King of the Hill. That's cool.
King of the Hill, exactly. So if your tires are too, if you hit the edges, the tires will hit those. So you have to build things on the tires to prevent the rubber from, hitting the walls and getting stuck. And how
is there
many
walls?
wheels you're going to have.
Is there
powered.
like a track that you can't fall off?
Yeah, so it can hit the wall and then ride the wall up like a hockey player would slide on the boards. Had that, and then we had all sorts of restrictions like weight limit, height limit, the whole thing. It was 6 feet.
Sexual
by
identity.
6 feet by 6 feet exactly. Just kidding. No,
car.
it was like. This was actually the size of a laptop, but it weighed 20 pounds. Like, mass was super important. but to have
Sounds like a
massive
Battlebot.
motors and this and whatever. And we had a budget like
Servos.
servos, computers. We had to have a language, and it was like 25 pounds the size of a laptop. So went to BU. I'm all excited. I'm like, we might do pretty well. We did well in our trials, and we built the course and.
Oh, so you qualified, right? Did anybody just qualify?
I don't think you have to qualify. Yeah, anyone who signs up and like the school paid for it, and
Gotcha.
And
but you had to have like a first program. You couldn't just like be like, oh, I'm from Kentucky. I just want to sign up for the BattleBot challenge.
Yeah, so
BU.
this was outside of first though. This was
okay.
this was BU specifically their thing.
Oh,
so it was in their gymnasium and
Gymnasium.
yeah. So once it was like ready to go, it got a signal and it had sensors. It had all these things. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And and it went up and just hit the top. The other team's robot came and fucking blew us off the fucking course.
Oh, jeez.
Like we got
so you made it up
murdered
first,
so
but you just didn't have the
got up here and then it was like whoop bam and then it's like in pieces and I was like and that's it.
Oh
over,
no, it destroyed
done.
it
Oh
too.
man.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't like you get 3 rounds. It was like no, you're you're out, you're done, go home.
destroyed.
Nothing
Yeah,
like
it
getting
was
laughed
cool.
at by a team of nerds.
Yeah,
Good to know.
yeah, exactly. That was that's my robot experience. Besides, but I did a lot more
cool. I'm
impressive
glad
things with rockets.
You brought up
But different episodes.
Battlebots. I would never even heard of that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, little light programming mixed with building something that's from scratch. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
A lot of Connects. I lose a lot of Connects wheels. I think. I did
Yeah,
the
Connects is
stuff.
a good way to learn too. Yeah.
Yeah, Connects was a good thing there.
This is a little off topic, but connects. I was at Hobbiton State Park as a child one time.
Good place.
I remember, great place.
Love that
Some
spot.
guy brought a full, like one of those big, it had to be like 4 feet tall, huge Connects roller coasters to the beach.
To Hopkins State Park.
What the
He
fuck?
had it-
Why?
The whole
Dude,
time,
I just love the
whole time
beach.
we were there, he had the roller
It's been in his basement
going.
for so long. He's like, I have to show this off to a bunch of
I
children.
mean, I was
or
probably like
who
8,
cares?
and I was like, what? Why is he doing that? I was a child.
You already knew it was stupid, but cool.
I mean, I would say he wasn't. I mean, this was like I think he was like a teenager that brought it with his parents. Like, they're like, "You're coming to the beach," and he was like, "Only if I bring my roller coaster."
Did he bring the Ferris wheel too?
Yes.
what the fuck? His parents are like, well, at least he's seeing the sun. We can't argue with him.
Give a shit. Yeah, that kid's now fucking making $400,000 a month.
Yeah, that kid's fucking Elon Musk now.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, can I bring my Connects roller? Can I bring Connects
nerds.
fucking Ferris wheel to the beach,
Nerds rule
mom?
the world.
Made fun of those kids, but they're all fucking running shit. Just like every event I go to for work is like
Is about
I-
people have their Connects.
it's
roller
all
them.
Connect.
They're running it, dude. There's
That and
people are
Bionicles.
running it.
They bring both of those.
Yeah.
Hey,
everywhere.
Bionicles were the shit. I have a lot of Bionicles at my parents'
I had a lot of
house.
Bionicles too.
I'm not talking
Bionicles
shit
were
about
so
either one. I
cool.
think Connects are cool.
Yeah.
I never got to have Connects when
Yeah,
I
I
was a kid.
never had
Legos
Connects.
only.
Connects were like a different thing. I was more
Yeah,
Legos were
I
shit,
mean,
but Bionicles,
to be fair, if I had Connects, I wouldn't have even built the thing. It's too complicated for my little
It's
young
too
brain.
complicated.
Well,
and lame, but-
Bionicles is owned by Lego anyway, so they're basically
Yeah,
the same.
no,
well,
yeah,
exactly, it's a
Bionicles
Lego,
was
but
Lego.
Bionicles were so fucking sick.
They had
Bionicles
like
were
different shapes
so
though.
sick.
Bionicles weren't like all blocks. They had like the fucking
Yeah, it
joints.
still had
and
the
they
They
click
looked like
stuff.
elites from Halo half the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they were fucking.
Plus,
what's
there's
up?
no Connects movies. There's 3 Bionicle movies, and they're all good.
It's
they're
a great
all
point,
good.
dude. It's like great.
Hey, wait
They're
5
all
years,
so
there'll be a fucking Connects
sick,
movie.
dude. You know what they're like? They're like the.
They had a Bobbleheads
the-
movie a couple years
on
ago.
Linkin Park Reanimation, when you bought the CD that came with 3 CDs,
Heavy
it had
pull.
all the music videos, and they were like these Star Wars mixed with Bionicles, mixed with Linkin Park music, and it was I was living.
I
back
just
then.
came. What the hell are you talking about? I've never
Yeah,
heard
exactly.
of this before.
Yeah, holy shit! I'm just
Linkin Park, Bionicles, and Star Wars. I literally, you need to warn me before that. We're recording this, and now
all right,
I'm
dude.
embarrassed.
Just right now, just make sure that you add in this music video for
Oh, God.
I
Hope we don't
think
get
crawling
copyrighted.
on Reanimation. It's Star Wars. It's
If we
in
play
the
Linkin
snow.
Park, we're gonna-
It's in the snow, and they're shooting each other, and they're like
Oh, wow.
Bionicles, and there's things flying, and then having dogfights, and it's all like Bionicles.
It's probably
but
from the
Linkin
Bionicle
Park,
movie.
And
That's
Linkin
fucking
Park
awesome.
made it, dude. I can't believe you didn't have the CD. It was like paper cover.
I didn't
with,
have
like,
any
3
CDs. I
discs
probably
in
had
it.
3 CDs from the ages of 7 to 17.
What did you do for music? We're the same age.
Huh?
I just don't have fucking CDs, dude.
I didn't have very many CDs at all. I barely listened to music.
You didn't burn your
a lot
own
of the
CDs, you
CDs
have
that
a
I had,
DVD-R?
you burned for me on your old your computer. Like one of my most listened to CDs is a CD you made for me at a sleepover one time. I listened to it constantly. It has
Want to know? I can tell
12
you
songs on
one
it.
of the ways that
Do you
Joe.
have it?
I don't have it now.
Oh, dude,
But I can tell you like half the songs in there. I
Can
can
you
tell
say
you
them right now?
Gorillas was in it.
Nice.
Ain't happy, I'm feeling sad. What's
Oh,
the other
yeah.
one?
With the Clint Eastwood with the
Clint Eastwood,
harmonica
and
solo.
also what's it called?
harmonica solo, dude.
If you wanna be a rock superstar, live large,
yeah.
big
Cypress
house,
Hill.
5 cars, Cypress
Yep.
Hill.
Cypress
exactly.
Hill also
that was on there.
Yep. Yeah, this
There's a lot of
sounds
shit like that.
exactly like something I'd make you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like it came out like that year.
Those were
Well,
hot
so,
bangers, dude.
I know.
I didn't have a CD burner or LimeWire, so you're all
Joe
over
didn't have CDs because I know for a fact because I have Joe's old little.
because
camera
Dom got
here.
all the stuff I used to have, and he didn't have any CDs, so that's how you could tell.
The memory card that was in this camera has like 5 songs on it that he recorded with this.
There you go.
Dude, that was
Because
exactly how it went
there
down.
is an MP3
Oh, I love
setting
that.
on here.
Is it really? That's
And,
So, do you
and
have a-
there's
so I
headphone
have-
jack, which means you either have CDs or the radio recorded.
no.
with this
I
on it.
probably listened to it to like
And would
right off the
listen to
camera.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
for those of you who are just listening to this podcast, we're showing a camera from like the 90s, like a video camera that was a portable
Like a handheld.
Joe had this because he was cool. None of us
I
had
would say
this
it's from
one.
2000s because it's too small for it to be from the 90s.
I
but
don't
yeah.
know, dude. That's,
No,
that's
it's-
Dylan, it had an
2000 or
SD it had an
2001.
SD 2001,
SD
2002,
card?
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it has
I mean,
an
there's,
SD
videos,
card.
there's video of me on here, and I was like, had to been. At
Well,
least
no,
7.
Dylan, I think it's later than that because there's videos of us shooting airsoft guns, so you're probably like 12.
In your
so it's probably
basement.
like
Dude, where are these
2004.
videos? Are they still? You have these videos?
Well, first of all, we put one of them on one of the podcasts, but I have them, and if you want, we can play them after this, and you can watch them because
Yeah.
Please,
they're
God.
fantastic.
They're all good.
They
They're all
are
play
good.
these after this.
great.
I
And I
need
thank
to
Dominic.
see these.
I thank Saint Dominic for finding these because I had that for years, never looked at them. He had the thing. It's amazing.
Holy
dude.
shit!
It's
Unreal.
Brian, it's you, it's everybody, little kids. It's
What?
amazing. We can't get into it right now because the fans have already seen.
No,
some of them.
yeah, exactly. That's all good. But
But, no, it's
but
good
Joe, we're saying is that Joe has this blue video camera that
Yep.
none of us had because it's like a for him, you know.
Yeah, because I used to
And,
like to
it's
record
a
stuff. I
DX
had a
and,
camcorder
and he
too.
recorded, but Joe would listen to music on the radio and record it with his video camera, and then listen to the recording of him recording a radio.
Kiss
His
108.
favorite
This thing
songs.
does videos, MP3, and pictures, and Joe used it for all 3 of those things, so he really utilized it.
Like-
Maggie,
Oh, yeah.
great
This
purchase.
is- Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
seriously. Your mom was cool
Crawling
as fuck.
in my skin. Oh, O'Reilly. Auto parts.
Just holding it. No, but your mom was cool as fuck. You had things like this that none of us
My
had.
mom
That was
did buy me
fucking
a lot
cool.
of like creative stuff for me to like do creative outlooks, and that's probably why I have a podcast right now is because of shit like that. But in fairness, my
sure,
dad's sister bought me that camera because she knew the same thing about it. So
Oh.
I gotta give credit to her on that one.
Give her credit. I say it's time for a commercial break.
I
real
think
quick,
it definitely is. I think
Yeah.
And then
so.
we'll be back. All right, guys.
Battlebots.
Battlebots.
O'Reilly. Battlebots.
Tonight on Comedy Central's Battlebots
So,
3 championship
my
fight.
mom.
Chisel-toting Dead Blow meets the Bladed Bully Hauser to see who's the king of the middleweight mountain.
In 96.
Being for victory is Vlad the Impaler and
96, they
Volkov
drove him
vie for the top spot in the heavyweight division. And forget the peace talk, Minion and Dual will take it into the box for the Battlebots Super Heavyweight Championship.
The classic
Funny
Dodge.
as shit. Yeah, classic Dodge Ram. So, the funny story is, so they got there and they're trying to buy this with no money down, so they're eventually going to get a loan to buy their
No,
because they
comma,
think-
money down.
No, money down, because they think that this is going to be a path to wealth. Is that we buy a nursing home in Worcester and we run this thing and we all get rich.
We
Get
run
rich
this shit.
quick.
We
On
run this
dead
shit. This is
old
what we're going
folks.
to do. My mom already owned a company. at
Little
that
did your
point.
mom know that would be her profession for 10 years in her future.
Well, exactly, and she works in a nursing home now, so it's all making sense. But but the whole point of the story is that they're sitting there and with like the owner or CEO or principal or whatever it is, the nursing home, and they're
The principal.
The dean.
they're acquiring
The dean. You get
they're
attention,
talking about
Mildred.
like acquisitions and partnerships or
One
whatever.
spinning
Spanish
per day, you
acquisition?
know
And
that.
they're like, this is gonna cost like $3 million. Do you guys have
Good
it?
God.
And Uncle Tom my mom knows this because they're laughing the whole time driving to Worcester in the Ram van. And my Uncle Tom goes, $3 million? Of course I have it. I'm sitting on it right now. I'm literally.
They had to know as soon as they pull up in the Ram van, they
I'm
go,
literally
never mind. Never
sitting
mind,
on
dude.
it right now. And my mom's looking at him like, you don't have $1 to your name and you're trying to buy a nursing home.
I love
$3
this,
million.
dude. This
Trying to buy a
guy's
nursing
fucking
home.
awesome.
He's like, yeah, no,
I
I'm
have
sitting
it.
on it right now.
I'm sitting on it.
Like deadpan. I'm sitting on $3 million right now. And we're
Currently.
going to buy this nursing home. And my mom's just trying not to laugh because she knows that has no money. And
amazing.
neither does she. And they're trying to buy a nursing home to make money.
Dude, your family's so fucking cool.
And then,
That's fucking
and
awesome.
then they get in the car and they start dying laughing. And she's like, what the fuck was that about? And he's like, wow, I was sitting on $20. So in my head, I said $20 is $3 million. So I went,
Wow.
I'm sitting on $3 million right now.
I bet he
It's
made a
in
great
my pocket.
salesman.
Yeah, I got $3 million.
Gotta believe
I got $3 million
your
in
own
my pocket
bullshit.
right now. It's like, oh, you have a briefcase worth of $100 bills in your pocket right now.
And the other hand's making a peace sign.
I'm literally sitting on it as we speak right now.
It-
$3 million. I'm sitting on it. Because in his head, he's like, I'm going to pretend $20 is $3 million. Sitting
I
on
thought
it
he was
right
gonna say
now.
some shit like he had a watch that's like, this is worth like $500,000 right now.
No.
It's
He's
like,
just like, no, I'm sitting on the money.
Maybe-
Trust
no, it'd
me.
be funny
We're
if,
good, we're good for it. We're good for it because I'm sitting on it.
yeah,
do like
I have
a-
the Hope Diamond in my back pocket right now.
No,
Yeah,
you do like a
sitting on it.
like a multicam sitcom where it looks at the guy selling it. You $3 million right now, and it cuts to your uncle. I'm sitting on $3 million right now. Cuts back to the guy, really, and it cuts back to your uncle, and he's sitting on top of a mountain of cash. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what he was doing in his
You
head.
can't
He was
tell,
going,
you're looking up
I'm
at me."
sitting on it. I'm actually sitting on it physically. Physically sitting on $3
million
million right now.
I thought you were gonna do the Arrested Development thing. I'm sitting on $3 million right now, and it goes. The narrator goes, he didn't have a dime to his name, and then it keeps going.
But that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. My uncle was he built the house. He built this house by himself. But
On
he
rock
didn't-
and roll.
the Raymond Road. He built every square inch of this house by
He
himself.
built
It was
this
great
house on Raymond Road.
That's what he did. Besides that, he
We
was a
built
stock
this
trader.
house.
He was a stock trader in the '90s with Windows 98 and.
So he might actually
was-
had $1 million then.
Nope. No, he was bad. He was as good as I would be if I did that today.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, you shouldn't talk shit about your uncle like that.
I will.
He's better than you.
He was the shit. I fucking love this man, but he was not any better than I am at this. So,
I get it.
that was great. Yeah, good family members.
Purple Ram Van, bam, lamb.
Purple ribbon. So, let's get back
Battle,
into
Battlebot.
Battlebots. Battlebots, guys. So,
I was thinking about getting into
some of our
the list
favorite
of the
people.
champions.
Let's talk about our favorite champs.
The champs. So I don't remember a lot of these names here because the pictures will be easier than the names. I'll put the pictures up for the podcast if I can find most of them, which a lot of them are documented because this was all on television. And obviously, unlike boxing, it's not all about the heavyweights. There's other weights in there that are also impressive. It's like the Manny Pacquiao of BattleBots. But every season, they had champions that were for the lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight action. And it depended on one of them. So I thought I'd bring up a couple of the names that might have stuck out to us here as far as those go. Let's talk about the super heavyweight champion of the first year called Minion.
Classic.
Despicable Me.
Minion. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pull out the names that sound pretty cool and see if I can't find
Real
the robots.
fucking nerdy too. I mean, that's like a real nerd.
Yeah,
shit.
and that was
Like, I
before
would
Despicable
not
Me,
name my
so-
robot
Yeah,
minion.
I gotta say honestly, when you were saying super heavyweight and you started with Min, I could have sworn you were gonna say like Minotaur or something like that. Something
Yeah,
actually
so
cool.
you think
Badass.
Minion would be like a lightweight thing, but
They're
Minion's
like,
a
no,
super
this is my
heavyweight.
pawn. This is my
Yeah.
pawn because I'm a nerd. Like Prince Charming. That's a funny fucking name.
Sure, it is.
You know?
Which is also the names of the semifinalists: Ramstein and Ronin.
Ramstein and Ronin.
Like
They literally named their robot Ramstein.
Ronin, like
which-
the samurai, and Ramstein.
yeah, Ronin like a samurai
But the
without
thing
a
is, like,
shogun.
that's not funny at all. Like, that's funny because we think it's funny, but they think it's like
They think it's cool.
I
Yeah,
think it's very
for the
cool.
record, all these
Yeah,
names,
we're
It's
like
very-
they think they're
it's
cool.
starting to do
It's like
Haas.
Ramstein's a bunch of people who had art majors in college who have a band now.
There's a couple of funny names in there, but a lot of them are trying to be cool because don't forget they think they're tough. And but I think that Ramstein 2000 is probably a pretty cool name. Most people didn't know what Ramstein was in 2000. So
No,
this
it's
guy's
fine,
obviously
but guys, if we're all right, Joe, you finish yours. I'll get into what we.
No, go ahead.
As a don't jump. I was just saying is that if we're gonna name something, yeah, like Penetrator 69, it's funny.
Yeah, but it has to be on TV, so they
What's
Comedy
wrong
Central's
with
gonna,
Joe?
kibosh
Joe,
it.
I know, but Penetrator 69 is fine. It could be a license plate.
No, just call it the Penetrator. Like, there's ways to like kind of skirt it, be like, what's the big deal? You know, like
yeah,
you try
but
to act
if you're
like
gonna
it's
be
not.
funny, but you could do funny, but not be like, like
Like the
Lord
name Full
Farquaad.
Penetration could be a great name for a robot. Because you'd be like, oh, it's because of its fighting style.
It has a
And they'd be like,
penetrator.
oh,
Yeah.
you can't. It's like, why is it sexual as a robot? Like Full Penetration
Yeah.
would be
But, like,
funny.
It's
Lord
not. You're making
Farquaad.
it sexual. I'm not making it sexual.
yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, the media is making sexual, not us. I'm like, this is the Penetrator because it penetrates.
Lord,
'cause
yeah,
it's
Lord
super spike.
Penetrator.
As like a 10-pound weight on a spike, and it penetrates.
Penetrates so hard.
And you have to say it like that. though.
in
You go,
the
"There's
lightweight
a 10-pound
division, we
spike and it's
have
penetrating. It's
there's
funny.
a German tint to all these because in the lightweight division, in the first year they ever did it, the winner
of
was
Germans?
Backlash, but the semifinalists were Das Boot and Mauser Mecha. So those are
I've no-
both German.
I
names.
thought-
Das
it
Boot,
was-
dude, get
I thought it was-
real.
I thought it
Get
was-
fucking real.
I thought it was Das,
Das
Bot,
Boot?
not Das Boot. Das Bot.
Oh, good call, Dom.
Joe,
is
and
it-
Dom is right. It is Das Bot.
Okay,
But it's
all
obviously
right,
a pun
I
on Das
will-
Boot.
I'll
But-
take
Totally, yeah.
Das Bot. I am okay with that.
All right.
Based off the movie Das Boot, which is from the 80s or 70s, and it's about a U-boat. The boat is what it means in German. But no,
Yeah.
I would try to do something real funny, like my Lemons team. I was Inefficient Dynamics, which was a play of Efficient Dynamics, which is a campaign that BMW had that turned into a product or whatever that was added to BMWs that turned them off at stoplights. We said we're.
Oh, Chris is gonna love this.
I know, but it's not that funny.
No,
But
it's not.
since I'm retarded, because I am,
Your words, not
I-
mine.
I went to my graphics guy in Quincy, Massachusetts, to have all the decals made for the
Quincy.
car myself, and I spelled efficient wrong.
It's not very
'Cause I
efficient.
Which
can't
is funny.
fucking
Which is
spell.
funnier than spelling it right.
So it was Inefficient Dynamics, and it was spelled wrong, and I didn't even know.
Inefficient
I
vocabulary.
applied these decals.
Oh yeah, you showed me the
by
picture of that car
hand
before.
on
It's
this
good
car,
shit.
and I still didn't even know. Still no clue. And
You
the
didn't
guy
even know
who
how
made them.
funny it was what you were doing.
But
Like,
the
it's
best
even
part
better.
about it is that the guy who did my decals, I forget his name, but he was from Korea, and his first language
name could have
was
been
not
Decal.
English. His name was not Decal.
Was it DeQual?
No, it was. It was.
no
I think
Q's
his name
in
was
Korean,
like,
you know
like,
that,
His
Dom.
name was like Hank or something, but he but he
Hank
yeah, one of those ones.
Hank
but he
Ipenkai, also pronounced Hanky Panky.
but he didn't pick up on the spelling error. I didn't either, and we put it on the car and we're like, Dylan, you spelled an efficient wrong. I'm like, well,
Happy
so,
accidents.
here we are. It's a lemon
That's
car.
way funny
so,
that it was spelled wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
for the record.
exactly. Like it was a real nerd joke, like inefficient dynamics. Like we're like not
Inefficient speller.
dynamics. Yeah.
Going down the line here, we have names. Next year, we have names such as Little Drummer Boy came in second place. He lost to Hazard. Dr. Inferno Jr. happened to win that lightweight championship that year.
Creative.
He beat out Wedge of Doom, which I imagine I can see what that is.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
Very
no,
fair.
no,
Imagine
here,
it's a
I can
wedge.
see,
I bet Joe
uh,
got a lot of Wedge of Dooms in middle school.
Ooh. No, we didn't, because we were cool in middle school, Dom.
I believe
or
you.
not.
I don't believe Joe was ever cool in his entire life.
No, Joe was the shit. Joe showed up in second grade, and he was everyone wanted to be his friend, and he was like he had to select his friends.
Yeah.
I was
That's
never,
just what they
I was
told
never
you, 'cause
cool,
they
but there were
saw a
so
redhead,
there were so
they were
few
like,
of us that
No,
like
no.
we were all cool together. in my
Nah,
mind.
Joe was like the friend to be.
It was until we hit high school where all the upperclassmen wanted to be friends with everybody besides all the fucking lamos. And then that's the first time I was like, oh, shit, am I not cool? I didn't realize that. I thought I was cool.
Nah, Joe was always cool. No, Joe, you were always cool. I will fucking 100% stand by that. But
I mean, I love you. We were always cool
look,
together.
you're the only
There was
drama
some
kid
period
I've
of time
ever
they were
fucking
like,
been
they were
friends
like,
with.
yeah, that's fine, but like, not obviously, Dylan and Brian could hang out, but not Joe. I mean, he's so bad at soccer.
How the hell
Like,
am
I
I
don't
and
play
Brian
soccer
cool?
before.
No, I didn't do
Because
shit. I was
everyone-
just a fucking dumbass.
I'm not mad about
Joe,
it.
look, drama
I'm friends
kids
with
are
you
known to
guys.
not be fucking cool, but then they be cool because you're like, oh, they all do acid and shrooms. But you didn't even you
Now.
did that too, but you were the cool. I was like, shit, these Joe's cool as fuck. These
No,
people are cool.
Dylan,
They're
I
great.
do.
And they're all
ahead, Dylan.
my bosses now.
Dylan, I know.
No,
So
I
you were
know.
just asking how come you and Brian were cool? When you watch some of the videos off this thing of Brian playing Halo, he
You'll be able
is
to
very
tell.
cool.
That's a good
You
point.
and Brian are
was
cool.
very cool.
And I'm filming it being a fucking nerdo.
Yeah, Brian
Hey
was pretty
guys,
cool because
should
he
do it
was
again,
really good
dude.
at Halo. Dude, P2, two shots, P2. Dude, bro,
VSR.
fucking Jesus Christ.
And-
Oh,
and
man, you guys.
Joe's over
Wow,
there.
what a fucking bullshit.
Joe's over there like, can you get some better lighting? This isn't coming out that great.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I did take pride in myself. And
No,
I still
Joe
do,
was the coolest of us all, if I had to, like, if I had to say.
Floater. We're like, although I was never the coolest kid, I was friends with more groups of people than anyone
I think
knew.
Joe was pretty fucking
Like
cool,
I was
dude.
friends with like sports people because I played sports, geeks because I was a geek, drama kids, girls. Like I was friends with like multiple. I had a lot of groups going on, so I like to think that I was friends with more people
When I was-
generally.
when I was
but I
in
was
high
never
school-
that like cool.
Well, me and Joe, this is one thing we went in common. I never had a group. You never had a group. My only group that I actually associate with was you.
Well, I had the
and
group.
Jeff.
We always had a group. Which was us.
No, but I always had
Outside
like
of us,
you
you
and
mean.
Jeff and Brian were
Yeah,
my
that was
only
our group.
people that I actually said like these are my people. The other people, everyone else
Andrew.
I was cool with. I was like, and Andrew, but everyone else I was cool with. Like I like these people because I did a bunch of disciplinary
You had a lot of different
events.
friend groups too. You weren't
Yeah,
just
exactly.
all like one group.
But overall, we were like, I wasn't like I'm part of the football team. That's my
No, but
identity.
that was the thing. I would hang
no,
out with like fucking
fuck
the
that.
popular kids, and then the next week I'd hang out with the drama nerds, and the next week I'd hang out with like the literal nerds in the same
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, same. I mean, for real. But
You
but yeah,
I think
no,
it makes
but
you a better,
Joe,
well-rounded person and a decent human being as an adult.
It
Who
does.
knows?
If I had a kid who was all of a sudden a cheerleader and that's their identity, I'd be like, hey, we're switching
You
schools.
should spread your wings a little bit here. Yeah, like be friends with
Yeah,
one of the,
we're
like, three
switching
people.
schools because you don't. That's not good. Like, don't do that. Like, that's not
Yeah,
good.
that makes
You're
sense.
gonna learn. You're not gonna be fun at all. You mean it's fucking lame. Do you want to? Because Guy Fieri took commercial break. Do you want to take one real quick while I refill?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna pee.
Battle.
You want to do a shot?
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna do one? Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Stop making things jokes.
Recording now.
Guys, everyone shut up. Welcome back
The
to
best one. Hold on, Dylan. Hold on. The best one was episode.
I have to cut
70.
this all out because this dumbass.
Keep it in.
in Chris,
Dom, go
around
on. Yeah,
when we
sure.
did top 10 appliances, and we did
Yeah,
it
good-
when
great episode.
we got so drunk that Joe told
We.
me that after Maggie watched it, she talked to Joe, was like, "You guys need to calm down a little bit," because we got so fucked up on that one.
The episode suffered. It did, and I watched it. I was like, "Yeah, it did suffer."
yeah.
We lost the
Right.
we lost the like focus completely. We went like 20 minutes on like arguing about like washing machines.
Well, Maggie, just so you know that
Our best
things
critic.
can survive the test of time, including this picture of your son on across from the what's the restaurant?
you gotta help us out with this,
What-
man.
what?
I don't know what you're
Jesus.
talking
Oh
about.
no
in
no no no,
Hudson.
no. He's saying the picture of Cowboy Joe on the back of the street
Yes.
sign behind Medusa.
Horseshoe
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So, like, they survived the test of time. We're a bunch of men in our 30s. who
Dom
are
knows you so well now he can read your mind. I had no fucking idea what you're talking
successful,
about.
and we're doing well. And sometimes Maggie,
She wasn't shitting on our podcast for real, because I'm obviously immediately like defensive.
I know.
It was
sometimes
that.
a good
she
man
was right.
drinks sometimes a
Dude,
good
she
man
was right,
drinks
man.
a
That
little
podcast
bit
was a
more
mess,
than
dude.
than,
It was a while.
than whatever.
It was a
I
mess.
I called
It's-
3 people to get them in on it.
Yeah. And we're
All right,
currently
all right.
proving her right again, so let's move on. Battlebots.
But
Anyways.
Maggie, it's okay that sometimes people drink too much.
No,
we
she
promise.
I understand that too, but she is also right that the
And you're
podcast can't just
and
be us.
Maggie and you're wrong. You're just wrong.
Okay.
I promise.
Well, it's your
Yeah,
opinion.
it's okay.
Anyway, I was kept reading the names, but I'm just going to close out of that. Anyways, BattleBots are awesome. They're fun.
Back to Joe.
right.
BattleBots
So
are
what I
sick.
want to do is I want to talk about other BattleBots in and I want at the end of the podcast I want to build our own BattleBot. We'll each build one
right.
in our minds, and it'll be pretty fast. And
well,
hopefully
hey,
we'll be like the Gene
if you
episode.
wanna do other BattleBots, I have a story about. I went to go see BattleBots live one time.
Well, please
shitting me?
tell that story. Are you kidding me?
So the precursor to this is shout out Aspen Valley Regional Technical High School, the precision machining class there.
You pronounced trash a bit wrong, but we'll
Yeah,
forgive
they had their own precision machining had their own BattleBot arena, plexiglass side, like everything.
They had their own arena. It was part of the curriculum.
It was like a after school thing you could do where it was, but
Betting on BattleBots.
But that teacher ran it because he was like, I've made robots before. Actually, great example. This same teacher in the, I believe, 2004-5 film, live action, How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
What?
They have the contest for who has the best Christmas lights on their house. And
Yeah.
the super rich bitch has a cannon that shoots the lights up.
Yes.
The precision machining teacher at Aspet built that machine, and it pulled lights off a house, and they filmed it in reverse, and then flipped it for the movie.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Before he was working at the school, he worked at like a machining shop where they would
He
just
worked
get,
in Whoville.
they would just get
He's
Yeah,
a contractor
his nose
for-
is like this,
yeah.
but yeah, they would just get contracts and they would go, "I need you to build
Wow.
this." It would be blueprints. They would go, "Okay." So one day they had this like Manila folder come in, like opened it up, envelope, whatever the fuck they're called, and
Sure.
it was from Warner Brothers, and they opened it up and they're like, "All right, you got to build this," and he was like, "Okay." And he went to go see the movie in theaters. He was like, "I built something for this," and he saw it and he was like, "Oh, they did it backwards."
He didn't
Because
realize
they
that they're
didn't
gonna
tell them what it was for.
Yeah,
Like,
that's so cool.
We need something that looks like this, but it reels in lights.
right.
And he was,
then they
and
spit it out.
he built it,
That's
and
so
it's in the
cool,
movie.
man.
So he's the one that ran the robotics after school thing at Assabet.
He reminds me of like Adam Savage, like a MythBuster guy. He's like, just
Yeah,
build
absolutely. Yeah, they can just do
It.
whatever.
That's cool
they
as
know.
hell.
They know
Guys
enough.
like that are fucking cool as shit, man. I'm not that guy, but I respect the hell out of him.
But so like,
So, anyways, you went to see BattleBots at Assabet, and you guys
well,
bet on your tuition. I don't remember.
No.
the setup.
No. This is the lead up to me going to see BattleBots.
Hey, Dylan, keep nodding so that you feel like you're still part of the podcast.
He's looking up stuff.
yeah.
He's figuring out words to say on ChatGPT. But so the way Aspet works is you go through every single shot for 2 hours to figure out what you want to do. During the
Okay.
2 hours you're in precision machining, they have these old like printers and copiers and scanners and laptops and stuff, and they have their BattleBot, which is one of the Hammer ones, and they
Hammer
have
down.
one. They the was it, I don't know if it was the teacher or if like one of the students did it, but they showed a demonstration of like the school's BattleBot
Yeah.
fucking up a printer from like the early 90s.
Nice.
And then I don't know, I must have been either 8th grade, freshman in high school. Like I already like toured Aspet, and like I toured separately because we were like, doesn't matter.
So it's less of a BattleBot arena, is more
No.
of like the Roman Coliseum where they have a guy fight a lion. It was like, you're gonna lose. His printer unplugged versus a BattleBot with a hammer on it.
Yeah.
It's more of like a
Yeah,
slaughter.
it
than a
was
battle.
printer unplugged. He had like a green like sweater on, and Dave Grohl was playing drums. But
Anyway.
so like the next year, like I already known about it, and Evan and I went to the Solomon Pond Mall where in one of the wings where they used to have like kind of like in Wish they would have the Native American band show up. Same thing,
Inca
but
Sun.
upon Mall. Yes, but it was a BattleBot. And they set up the whole arena in the thing, and they had
At the mall?
They had like 5 fights, I think, between different BattleBots. And watching
I'm so
it live,
mad I
you
missed
get
this.
so into it. You're like, oh,
I would love to see
it's just
that.
robots.
I mean,
Like, how can that be? They're RC cars.
of course, it's interesting.
Then as soon
I think
as it
that I
gets
can
going,
speak for
you're
all of
like,
us right now.
kill him! Push him into the wall!
There's no way that me, you, and Dylan wouldn't go to a BattleBots event and not lose our minds. It would be so much fun to see a live
Dude,
BattleBot.
that's why I've been pushing. Like I've been pushing, obviously BattleBots, but I haven't seen any events locally. But
Yeah.
monster trucks I have, and like I'm
I've never
so
seen
down.
monster trucks.
I haven't
That
seen
is
monster
crazy.
trucks in 25 years. Like I'm really down.
Yeah, I think I saw them. I saw them with Pat and Tommy Barry when I was like 8 years old. Last time I saw them.
So sick, dude. So BattleBots, like I want to be in them because I know I've got the upper hand.
It's fucking cool.
And they're so cool. They're so cool. So Joe, take us from here, okay, dude? I know
Sure.
you know where we're at because I don't. So
yeah. So
What's up?
so the BattleBots is obviously cool as hell. They
So
had it
cool.
on Comedy Central for a while, then they brought back BattleBots again, and it was on Discovery Channel. Their network brought it back for multiple years, and they
yeah, like
brought it-
MythBusters took. Like,
Yeah, it's
same,
that kind of shit. Yeah, but it was the same.
They like
company
went in that
kinda.
same realm.
Yeah,
They had the
we had a couple
Robo
nights at the old Morrow homestead where some down the street cousins came over so we could watch BattleBots. They were like, we should watch BattleBots. We're like, okay, like we'll come to your house. We're like, okay, cool. And we had a great time. Like they were watching every single one. We watched like 2 episodes like a month apart from each other, but it had
They were
enough draw.
invested in the BattleBots.
It had enough draw where they came over and we were like, yeah, let's watch it. And we all watched it together.
Dude, as it should, dude. It's so good. Like I watch. Like I know I sound like I'm shitty. Like
You are.
real shitty. Like shitty as dick
Oh.
is what I'm saying. Is that like every now and then Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is, will like show me like in like current BattleBots highlights, and it's the only thing
It's still
care
going
about.
on the internet. I should have
entire
figured the internet's
day.
still doing it. Yeah.
So BattleBots are something that I care about more on a daily basis than most things in my life. And
I was
and-
hoping so when I brought the topic up for the podcast. I was like, I bet
yeah,
everyone
no, I
here
know,
loves
Joe, because
BattleBots. And I think we
I
all love them.
really, really like BattleBots. Like,
Yeah.
they're so fucking sick. And
Yeah.
on TikTok, it knows that I know this, and I sometimes spend 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 hours a day watching BattleBots.
Maybe
Just
even
like
6
highlight,
hours.
That's insane.
highlight, like dude, like highlight clips
He's
from the
exaggerating.
past 30 years of BattleBots, and I think it's fucking awesome.
I think it's fucking awesome too, and I completely agree. And the only thing I can think that can take it to the next level, which is what I want to talk about next, which is the future of BattleBots, which is autonomous fighters.
Before
Which
you go
means-
there,
Okay.
no, sorry to interrupt you, Joe, but before
No,
you
not
go
at
there,
all. Go ahead.
before you go there, I have a little bit of an insight into BattleBots.
I was also going to interrupt him, so it's okay.
It's okay.
Please, go ahead. I'm just trying to-
Joe,
I'm just
so
trying to
this is
steer the podcast.
this-
I don't know where we're
It's
going
okay,
here.
Joe. This is pre-future BattleBots. Is that I
Yeah.
think that it's very worth mentioning, like what makes a good BattleBot, and almost 100% of the time is that you see people who show up who are these guys.
No, you're making a good point right now because I was thinking we'd end the podcast with building the BattleBots, but I think we should build them right now.
It comes right now, and then the
and it
future
should be
comes
with
later.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because we didn't mention the attributes that make a great BattleBot, and I think that you're right on point with that. Please, Dylan, go
All right,
ahead.
well,
you have
Before
this is
we build, I do.
Dom, shut the
something I
fuck
have
up.
to
I
talk
said
about.
Dylan have the floor. Shut your fucking mouth right now. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Dylan, go.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ!
accuser.
Obviously, you can talk, Dom. I'm
gonna let Dom go.
I did the
No, let
opportunity
Dom
to
talk.
be like,
Dom,
you know
Dom,
what?
you should
No.
Dom,
What
drink
is it?
your dildo.
I'm drinking Molson.
He knows I'm shitting on him.
I
Also,
like
you can both
Molson.
talk. But
Molson's
let's
very
focus a little
good.
bit here, guys. Let's focus on what we're talking about.
No, I just want to make
'Cause
sure.
I
you're
know
not
what
gonna-
I'm
I
gonna
just want
say.
to make sure, Joe, you're not jumping too far ahead.
I'm not going to, and I was going to jump ahead, but you're both right. I wanted to build the BattleBot at the end. I was wrong. Let's build it right now. Let's see the best features of what makes BattleBots winners, because people have pins and whistles and dragon shapes, and it's all bullshit. You can't win with being cute. You got to win by being a champion of BattleBots. And tell me what makes that champion. Dom and Dylan, go please.
I got it. Dom, you got the floor right now. Then I'll carry on from
Well,
that.
Dylan, please have the floor.
No,
Literally,
Dylan,
you're gonna talk.
You go, because this is not what I was stopping for. So, Dylan, you go.
Sure. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. But just know you always have a voice. So
He knows that. You're gonna shit on me for
no,
that?
he knows. I know. But,
I know.
But my
I'm
thing
saying,
is, my
for
thing
the-
is that
for
like
the flow of the podcast, build your robot right now.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not,
no.
I can
We'll do
build
that
my
after.
robot right now. But
No,
I'm just saying
I
is
want to
that,
have
like,
Dylan
No,
bring up.
I
what
just
is a
want
good...
everyone to know is that like I spent a lot of time with the people who think that they've fucking got it going on and they don't.
All right.
No,
What are the best
these
aspects
people
of
think
BattleBots?
that
Please
they're
go.
the cats. These people think they're the cat's ass.
The cat. No,
I don't
cat's
care about the
pajamas.
people.
No. The BattleBots people and the track day
I don't care about the people.
and
Tell me about the BattleBots. What's the best?
the whatever.
attributes?
They think they're the cat's
The hammer?
ass, so they
hammer?
build some. They don't because they're like the CEO type of companies. They overanalyze everything, which means that they don't analyze anything. When you overanalyze all the situations, you
Yeah.
make something that you think is statistically going to be the best, but you don't take in the human factor, and you get fucked in the ass
because they're
with
still
a
controlling
giant,
it remotely, so the human
with a
factor is
giant fucking backhoe in the asshole.
So, what are
and-
some of the best attributes of the champion BattleBots?
Good question. I know. So, the best attributes of the champions of BattleBots is simplicity.
I
Is
agree.
mass plus simplicity, and I am 100% sure this is the winning formula. Is that you have durability, mass, and
Guys.
simplicity. So you have a weird shape that has no features. You have no
Gastrointestinal sounds for
hammers,
20
no
minutes.
fucking pizza cutters, no flames, no oxygen tanks, no acetylene tanks, no none of this shit.
No. You don't want to have any tanks because all that is a weak point to explode.
A weak
when
point.
You get
Explode.
cute.
So you have something that is real that has a lot of mass.
The hammers
Within
have
your-
had some.
I know and the hammers are great, but you
I
have
wouldn't
a
say
lot
no
of mass.
hammers, but
You
yeah,
have a lot of
no
mass.
tanks of fire. Yeah, not gonna help that.
You have a lot of mass, durability, and you have simplicity. Because if you only have one moving part, it's
There's
less
less
to
things
break.
to fail.
Less
Yeah,
things to
you-
fail. So
keep
if you
that
have something
right.
that's like a really simple concept, like my favorite one that won so many things, I don't remember the name of it, but it was just a giant rod that was 6 feet in diameter. And
That's
6
why
feet
you said
long.
that, because
6 feet
not
long.
only is that your favorite one, it's not famous at all, and it's not listed on any of the championships.
No,
but it
I
did
know what it
so
is, and I
well,
still don't
dude,
think it
did
was 6
so
feet
well
long.
because all it did was spin.
I thought it
and-
was like 3
and
feet.
The wheels had crazy like good bearings. The tires had no air in them. They were
It's a
just
good idea.
If something hit
Whatever.
it would just bounce
And all it
around
did
and
The
was
get
tires
just
back.
better not have
spin
air in them.
It was
Yeah,
fucking
it's
push-
easy to
badass. I know
puncture.
exactly
and
what
just
you're talking
spin
about.
and push and then fuck up their offensive mechanisms.
Yeah, just push
And at
them
the-
away.
and
push
at the
them to
most,
saw
push
blades
them
of the
towards
fire.
the problem,
Yeah.
which is the outer walls, so they get blown up
Right.
by the fucking things.
Yep.
And it was amazing. It was good. So simplicity. I'm a firm believer after watching this
You know, as
for
they say,
20
simplicity
years.
killed the cat.
Not only is
That's
simplicity
what they
a
say,
good way to
Dom.
strategize because you can focus on one thing, it's also less elements to break down. Like you said, the more intricate parts you have, the more it is to fail. It's like racing lemons, Dylan. Like the cuter you make your
I'm
car
aware.
look, the easier it is to break down. Like make it as simple as possible, straightforward, like strip bare bones shit. And that's what BattleBots win BattleBots. And I can't
Joe.
even bring up before. The number one thing to do in BattleBots, we have the idea of the hammer. We have some BattleBots with the saw blade, kind of copying the edges of the ring. But the number one way to win BattleBots is the flipper. Have a scoop that flips the other bot on its back, and you win
100%.
immediately. Tombstone, which is the ultimate winner of BattleBots, won 3 years in a row. All it did was ride in, be heavy, and flip them. You're done. It's like flipping a turtle over. The number one BattleBot strategy is flip them. And that brings me up to the same shit we talked about earlier, which is like the Brian way of winning Halo, just the best way to win. Not interesting, not fun, just automatic winning is just have a battle bot that has a shovel or a plow and just flips the other one. Even if it doesn't flip it on its back, flip it again. I've never seen a battle bot win more than having a plow and just flip, flip, flip. That's all it does. All the winners, I think it's like 75% of the winners, battle bots, all they do is have a scoop and they just go, psh, a pneumatic flipper, and then you're done. That's all it is. You flip them over, you're done.
So
you
Joe's
make it weigh
right.
a lot,
Joe's
so I can't flip
completely
over.
right. You're right, dude. You're right
That's all
as
it is.
fuck.
That was a
I
really
have
good
nothing
one.
else to say.
But
Is that
I have
simplicity. Just
I have my
flip on their
theory
back.
on the best tactic for BattleBots.
Let's hear it.
Sure.
So mine is, and I don't know the name of the BattleBot that had this, but I had seen it before. It was
That's all right.
basically if you were to draw a house, you would do 3 sides of a square with 2 sides of a triangle on top. Technically, it's a pentagon because it is 6 sides, but it's
I would still close the square off and then I'd draw the triangle.
Yeah.
It's funny that you wouldn't close the square off. You just have it keep going up and no.
well.
no
I'm
down
just
line.
looking at sides because the line
Okay.
to square it off that wouldn't be a side once it gets capped
On the
by
edges.
triangle. Yeah,
on the edge. Okay.
perimeter.
Oh, okay.
It's like that. So it's basically a square with a wedge in the front. So if anything tries to ride over it, it goes right up and over. But in the front, it has these 2 teeth, and they're probably about 1 inch wide.
Mm-hmm.
Little teeth. They're sharp, very hard steel, and it spins really fast. So
That's the other thing
it's
too. Is
taking-
just keep it low to the ground. The taller
Yeah.
your battle bot is, the more fucked
worse
up it
it
is.
is.
You want it almost
that is
flat.
one of the
Center
flaws.
mass.
Of it. Sometimes the hammer
Center of
flips
mass,
itself
exactly.
over. Then you have to try to flip it back on its own. But you see them; they go.
Yeah, they
trying
use the
to- trying to
hammer and
get
try to
it
flip
back
it back.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the, I don't know how to. I don't know what I call. These 2 sharp teeth or 3 sharp teeth, and it spins so fast. It literally rips pieces off of the other robot.
It's like a Dremel with weight.
Yeah, and it's one of the things where that's where you see the sparks where they hit and it. That's why it's the shape I was described was so important. So it's short and it's wide.
It's like home base.
It is like home base, and it hits the other one, and the other robot from the energy it goes down and has nothing to go off of. So the battle bot
Flies
goes up.
Yeah.
But the one that's swinging stays on the ground, stays right side up.
Right.
And it's like, well, I'm doing damage, but it's also, I'm sending you up in the air. Your own weight is going to fuck you up also as you fall down
it's
back onto the thing.
It's like judo. I'm using your own power against yourself here.
Yeah. So personally,
That's
I
the
think
BattleBot.
I think that's the best strategy.
That one was
for
sick.
BattleBot.
I remember the one you had the spinning wheels in the front. Lights them up. Dylan, anything to say about that?
Nothing I didn't say before is that simplicity is the winner in BattleBots. I mean, you have a contraption that's 6x6 or 8x8, and
40 square foot BattleBot.
There's like 4 classes in BattleBots, and if it's simple, there's less to break, and
Right.
it all works. So if I were to make one, it would have a lot of mass, and it would have no function at all. It would just be a ramp that would just.
That's
flip
all you
over.
want to do?
Yeah. Because I'm
Interesting.
You wouldn't have
trying
the
to win.
flippy thing
I'm
because
trying to
a lot
win.
of the,
I'm
the
not trying. I'm
ramp
trying to
ones,
win, dude. Like
They were
it's
ramps,
a remote
but
control.
the ramp
like,
would be hydraulic, and they would go. Psh,
no,
or
not even at
pneumatic.
all. I would just be a wedge, just a big cheese.
No, I
wedge
think
that
you
drives
you
around.
need some sort of moving object to be considered as.
It's
a weapon.
good to be a wedge, but also the top of your wedge can flip because all the winners, I mean not all the winners, but most of the winners they were wedge shaped, just like you and Dom said. Except the very front of it, when you get under them, you just go. And
It would
just flip
pop
them
it up
over.
more. Yeah, that's fine.
It's like one
simplicity.
of those rubber.
Yeah,
half
but everyone
balls
knows
you used to
fire
flip
does
over and put down. And it would go,
nothing.
Fire is all in for the audience. Fire does nothing.
yeah. So here's the thing about fire.
Yeah, well, Dom. So Dom.
Water
uses-
would do a
Dom-
lot more
Dom,
than
correct me
fire
if I'm
if you
wrong,
wanna
but
fuck 'em up.
Dom, how many days a week do you use fire? Acetylene?
I don't use as much as you would think, but just in my garage in general, 2 or 3 days a week.
2 or 3 days a week, you use acetylene to bring steel to a base temperature of 1,000 degrees.
Whether we're using to heat a bolt up so we can get it out, or heat up some exhaust so you can actually shimmy it off, or actually cut some steel. Even if you want to count welding as bringing metal to temp, a lot of that. But I'm not usually the one that does it.
So I'm not counting welding. I'm counting
just acetylene. Honestly, like me myself, if even just once a month, I'm using it for something. I don't use it as much as our welder.
Let's just say acetylene torch weld to not acetylene welding, because that's very
just heating.
1920s of
just
us.
Heating.
But just to heat up a bolt to extract it, or a bearing or whatever it is, to get something to 1,500, 2,000 degrees. Use that.
Let's say I use it enough. I do not use it personally. I do not use it 1 or 2 times a week. Probably once or twice a month.
Okay.
On average. Shop. But I use it enough that it's second nature to use an oxyacetylene torch.
Okay, gotcha. So the whole thing is that, like, I feel like there's a lot of Battlebots contestants that have no real world experience. They're engineers, and
metallurgy or soldering.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. So like they're recent grads, and they have no idea that
I should say welding. I'm pretty sure they're pretty good at soldering.
Light an acetylene torch right now and put it on my laptop, and it would take 17 seconds for it to affect the camera. It takes longer than you think.
Yeah. Well, I think I know what you're going to go at, and I have a defense against it already.
That well, so like you get contestants on Battlebots that actually have no real world experience in war.
They're designing robots.
Most
engineers who design fighter jets have no real experience with war either.
No, I hear you, Joe, but like they don't. They just understand concepts. They're like, oh well, they apply physics, formulas to things, and it doesn't make sense. So, but they have no idea that they're like, oh, I've been working on shitty vans, like Ram vans, for 10 years.
Purple Ram vans.
Ram vans for 10 years, and I know that a acetylene torch is not going to
really
twice as loud.
That sounds so much better.
But
do that every time.
Really, like right here?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
But I could be working on like shitty Ram vans for 10 years, and that like, hey, this torch is not going to work for this application. Whereas like so say you're building a Battlebot that has a acetylene torch on it. You have to have a canister of gas on there that's the size of a camping stove.
Two canisters.
Propane. Yeah, exactly. That lasts no time. Like, it's stupid. Yeah. So your best bet to win Battlebots is to just be a shape that is indestructible. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's
be a shape.
Here's the thing about using
indestructible
flames in Battlebots. I feel, especially like when you see the flames on the walls, and
they're for decoration.
I haven't watched a ton of actual Battlebot fights, but from what I have seen, the flames the Battlebots are shooting out, they're not that effective, because people think, oh, fire's hot.
They don't do shit.
Yeah, well, not all fire is as hot as other fire. If you have a big flame, bright orange, it's not that hot. The hot flames are short,
blue and
little
white.
Blue and white flames. Anyone who has ever used an oxyacetylene torch knows, oxyacetylene is important because just acetylene, it burns orange with thick black smoke. It's not that hot.
Joe,
but
no one's that hot.
It's not that hot, but it's extremely reactive. It's easy to light. It's also easy to control. As some oxygen, it turns blue. That's what starts to cut it. When you actually, no matter how hot you have the torch, it won't cut anything. It might melt it, but until you press the lever to add extra oxygen to blow it, it will not cut it. So when you have these big flames coming, like, oh look, there's a flamethrower. It's like, okay, what are you gonna get that?
Nice.
If you're going to get that metal to 200
degrees, for the camera,
degrees,
for the TV show.
steel won't cut until it's in the thousands of degrees. So what are you doing with that 400 degree orange flame? Orange, not hot. Blue, extremely hot. So it's like we're talking about weight. It's a waste of weight to have a canister of gas.
weight waste.
To burn, just to be like, look how good this looks. You're not going to do any damage to the robot.
It's almost
You're
like they did that
better
just
off-
for a
because-
TV show and not for effectiveness.
Exactly.
But also temperature over time, Dom, is the most important thing. Is that like you can have an orange flame there for 4 hours, you get a really
It'll
good
do it.
burn.
Have a blue flame
But you
for
could have
15
a
minutes.
Most
white
boring
flame,
Battlebot
you
match
could have
of
a white
all
flame
time.
there for
4 hour
0.05
long.
seconds, which would be realistic for a BattleBot. That doesn't do goddamn dick.
No,
Not
you need
to
to use
not to
physical-
mention a very
know?
very dispersing metal
Yeah.
like stainless steel which
Or
which is
titanium.
strong. Yeah, because
Not happening.
stainless steel very strong. Like we already said, titanium is probably too heavy.
Stainless is good.
Stainless steel very strong,
I'm gonna make a tungsten BattleBot.
but
Me
yeah, so it
neither.
can burn up.
Yeah, it's fucked. So
Tungsten.
So
is
the thing
heavy,
is that
but
like
it doesn't-
I just
it doesn't hold as well.
I really am a firm believer in that. Like if I build a BattleBot, like I'd love to be the guy, which I all day, all fucking week, all month, all year.
All Mike, all
I
day.
am Joe. I am exposed to these people who are very, very smart engineers, PhDs, like NPEs.
You expose
And,
them.
These
um,
nuts.
These people love to stroke their dick like so hard, and they
they're
love
full
to
of
talk
themselves, in
about
other
like
words.
how much they know about these things or whatever it is, and that's great. But they don't. So
Right.
they'll tell you all day about like they'll overanalyze every little thing.
Analyze.
Like oh
Yeah.
this whatever's. All I gotta do is make something that works and that's really simple. You know. That's
Yeah,
it.
no.
So in
And
BattleBots,
Dylan's
if you want to win, you can break this code by
You can
having
get
a
as few as you
goddamn
want,
cheese
but-
wedge made of titanium that just flips people.
Yep.
And you'll
And
probably
Dylan's idea it tracks by the record. All the best winners of BattleBots, it's like 90% of them are
One
just
moving
wedges
part.
with a
Sorry,
flip.
two moving parts. It moves
Yeah.
forward, left, and right.
wheels
You
and
need
that's it.
simple,
That's it.
strong, effective.
On top of it. Welcome back to the Dylan Joe Basement Podcast, and Dom's kind of part of it. We're in the final segment of the podcast.
So because I'm kind of part of it, I tried to talk about this a while ago, and I agree with the format we used, but I think it's important to bring up as far as BattleBots go, a movie that I thought was pretty good that I feel like Joe would not think was pretty good.
Pop culture. I didn't think I was going to add this thing because I thought you and Dylan would get bored.
The
of it, but go
Hugh
ahead.
Jackman movie, Real Steel.
Thank you! I was going to bring that up. I've left the pop culture stuff because usually we get too in the whiz. But yeah, Real Steel is basically real life Rock'em Sock'em robots of,
Yeah.
real robot
It's
fighting.
full size. When you
Tell
think,
us
when
about
you
it,
think-
Dom.
When you think a robot, you're like, a fighting robot, like, I think it's got to be like 8, 10, 12 feet tall, super bulky. That's exactly what this is. But
It's a boxing
it's
robot,
still
right?
remote. It's not even remote control. It's motion control. You wear these gloves, and whatever
It's
you're
just
doing
boxing, but
this,
you're not.
But you're
yeah,
not.
you're
getting
not the
hits.
robot.
And
Yeah.
honestly, it's a pretty fucking good movie. 'Cause it's about
Still not autonomous. It's still
but
basically
it's
BattleBots
closer.
because you're controlling
yeah,
it.
but you're not using control. You're if you can't do the moves, you're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked up. You have to know how to fight
Yeah,
on
but you
top
shit
of
me.
it.
That sounds fucking amazing.
It's a good movie.
You'd be surprised how not good it is of a movie because no
It's-
one's ever heard of it.
It's a pretty good
no,
movie.
It's okay. I probably wouldn't be surprised.
It's a
great idea for a
typical
movie.
underdog movie, but it's about fighting robots that people are controlling. But I did want to bring that up. I wrote that down
I'm so glad you brought that up,
in my
Dom,
notes,
because
like,
it needed to be said.
2 hours ago.
It's the ultimate BattleBots movie.
Yeah.
It is BattleBots the movie.
Also, I do want to bring up that during the early seasons of BattleBots on Comedy Central, surprisingly enough, one of the teams was run by none other than Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill.
Yes, this is true.
Bill. No way. Bill, of course he was part of this
Yeah,
team. It's
Billy
like
was,
Mythbusters shit. It's that
Yep.
pop science stuff. I love it, man. I
Now
love it.
Billy was a
Billy
big part of
Bones,
this.
I smell you,
you.
Billy.
Smell you, Billy Bones.
No, I think
he
that
was
I'm
definitely-
hoping
Push
that
you
the
one
future
string.
of BattleBots is like Real Steel, where it's like fully sized fighting robots fighting. The only difference is I don't want a human controlling it. I want it to fight on its own volition and be a fully fighting robot. Like, I mean, imagine betting on gladiators, except they're, made of steel,
They
so
don't
you don't
feel
have to feel
pain.
bad when they die. Yeah, they don't feel pain. They don't feel suffering. They don't regret things in their lives. Why wouldn't I want to bet against two Gundams fighting against each other on an
Gundam.
open stage? Like a Megazord fighting a Megazord? Why wouldn't you
Wow.
want to see that? It'd be amazing.
You sound like a real hentai.
Real hentai. Want to hear even more hentai? You ever heard of the show Big O?
With Big J. Okerson?
No, it used to be on Adult Swim back when me and Dylan were probably
Big
14,
O?
15 years old. Yeah, Big O was the show. It's an awesome show. It's basically filmed like a film noir anime, and it's basically if Batman had a Megazord instead of Batman. So it's about a guy who has a giant robot, like a mecha robot, Godzilla-sized robot. He has a butler and a robot maid, and aliens come down to Earth, and he gets into his giant robot, and he fights them like Batman would, except he's not Batman. He has a giant robot. It's awesome. It's a fucking. He's like driving his like Lamborghini, and his watch goes up, and the alien comes down, and he goes, "All right, Big O, showtime!" And he comes up, and the giant Megazord comes down. And he gets in there and he fucking fights aliens and shit. It's awesome. It's like Batman except robot. Battlebot.
That's pretty sweet.
Sounds sick.
It was awesome. It's no longer on TV. But it's like, I think Dylan would like it just because of the aesthetic. It's film noir style. Like literally the guy has like a suit on. He's like
Film
smoking a
noir.
cigar and there's like the blinds and the sun cuts through the blinds and he's like.
Yeah, no,
he's
I like that. So
he's like,
no, I
"God
appreciate
damn it."
that. So like Dom, I saw you were like hitting up the old pipe. You know what I mean? Can I see it? Yeah, that pipe.
Yep.
Oh, Sherlock.
So
Actually, one Jack Gordon Rich bought me this on my 18th birthday, and I still have it.
amen,
His
dude.
middle name's
on
Gordon?
my 18th
Yep.
birthday, I bought corncob pipes, so that's a good man right there.
I've
And two
he had
eyes
money.
made out of coal.
I've done corn cob pipes also. They're fucking garbage.
They're good, but they burn. They burn down.
Yeah.
Dylan built me a pipe made out of probably pine, and I smoked it for a year and a half
I
before
took
it fell
every
apart.
Christmas tree we ever had in high school, and I turned them into bongs or pipes.
Yeah,
And I sold
Pine is
them.
not
Sounds like
great
a
though,
real
it's a burn.
baller.
But
Tom,
the
I sold them. It was
mouthpiece
cool.
was a Swisher Sweet plastic piece, and it was my favorite bowl
It
I've
should
ever
have been the
smoked.
wood one. You
And
gotta,
it was all Dylan.
you get the-
and the top came off so
no,
easily.
that
I
the
loved it.
key was getting a Black and Mild or a Swisher Seats wood tip and shaving
That's what it
shaving
was.
the
The
end
wood
that
tip
down
was
was
the
nice.
plastic
Yeah,
one.
so you
I
can stick
made
it in.
Joe
The
a
plastic
custom
one
pipe from
sucked.
that.
You needed the wood
Me
one.
and Shay got a lot of use out of that, and Dylan.
I
is
appreciate
the,
that.
pride.
So guys, next time
You
we
gotta
do
have
this in
Shay on a
person, I
podcast.
think
Good
we
idea,
either
Dom.
so look, listen everyone. I don't know who's up for this, but like
Probably
I
both of
love
us.
cigars. I'm a huge cigar
Yep.
aficionado. But I also love pipes. But I think that we could do the episode 70 with pipes.
That already
With pipe
70
tobacco.
already happened.
Sure, we'll go back in time and we'll do top 10 appliances, but with pipes.
With pipes, what do you think? Like that?
Does that shake you into reality enough that episode 70 was in Christmas? That's how slow we are making the
Yeah.
podcast now.
That
Episode 70, which is 9 episodes ago, was in Christmas.
also that was before I was involved.
That's
with the
how
podcast.
slow we are making the
I mean,
podcast.
episode 80. Jesus.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, episode 70 was Christmas, and now we're almost in Memorial Day. We've
It
done
was-
9
it was
episodes.
literally
I
December
I
23rd.
wore
That's
this.
fucking
I wore this like
insane.
8,000 miles away.
Yeah,
on a
that was
fucking
like New
camel
Year's. Yeah,
2 months ago or 3 months ago. I have
that's
no
how long
idea.
it's taken us to make
I
9
have
episodes.
no
of the podcast.
idea
Yep.
what time is at all.
It's
I have no idea.
it's about it's about 11:52. 10:52.
Shit me?
10:52.
No, it's 10.
Oh,
It's
10:52.
10:52.
Yeah, I was like,
Sorry,
Jesus.
I'm looking at
So
analog.
still daylight
times.
savings.
time's
still
not a
good at
thing.
analog
It's all
clocks.
good. I'm gonna do my thing, but
All right, boys.
But-
Well, I want to thank all of our listeners for sticking
yeah,
through
we
this whole
do gotta-
episode.
gotta
I think
wrap
it's
this
great.
shit
I think
up.
it's a fun time.
thoughts.
But I think it's time for final thoughts.
final thoughts, like
final
Joe
thoughts.
says it. Joe's a big fan of saying final thoughts, like the way he says final thoughts.
He does.
Yeah.
Is
In order to do
was
that, and then episode 70
80.
is gonna blow
80.
your final thoughts off of the fucking rails. I've had
What do we
half a
think,
bottle
boys?
of,
We're almost done.
Sazerac Rye.
I will say I'll start off final thoughts. I don't think
BattleBots
I don't,
final
think
thoughts.
I don't know
Go
if
ahead,
I've ever
Dom.
started
Dom.
off final thoughts before. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Well, it's
I'm
now
going to
or
start off
never,
by saying
go.
Sazerac Rye, very good whiskey, especially for the price.
Dude, for $30.
Absolutely. But
Dom, you are literally fucking up right now, letting Dylan talk about
but
Sazerac.
for-
Get
for
on point.
BattleBots,
No, Dom's on point, Joe. Shut
Shut
the
up,
fuck
Dylan.
Dom's the one
He's
who's
got this.
his battery's dying. He wants to talk about Sazerac.
The
Dominic.
thing about BattleBots is it is surprisingly entertaining. I remember it's like, you should watch BattleBots. I'm like, a fucking couple of robots fighting each other. It's so much more. It's surprisingly. It's like as much as I hate the much as
drama.
I hate the WWE. When people get excited about WWE, I can't blame them. I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. They build you up for it, and that's what BattleBots is, but for RC battle cars, basically. You get it's like there's that primal instinct in all of us that makes fighting exciting, whether you want to like it or not. You can't deny. Like, I hate watching people fight. If someone pops up on Instagram, people fighting, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna go, I didn't like that, but I couldn't not watch it. And robots fighting is the best way to deal with that. There's no life at stake. Oh, I spent 15 hours building that. It's like, well, it's destroyed. You got to rebuild it. Well, at least I didn't get hurt. And that is the appeal to me to BattleBots. Is it's a way to fight without any human damage, because I don't like watching UFC. I don't like watching boxing. I don't like watching humans get hurt. But with the robots or the RC cars, basically, it's you get that same excitement without having to feel bad or anything, because it's just a pre-program. It's not life. It's a pre-programmed thing. And it's fucking exciting. Weapons that come out that you're not expecting. Who
Good
could have
take.
thought
Good
that
take.
a spiked cylinder with wheels on the end
6 feet long.
could fuck up these
By
machines?
6.
It's crazy, and that is my final thoughts on BattleBots. It is surprisingly exciting. If you have not seen it, check it on YouTube. It's a good time.
Check it out. Check it out.
Wow.
Dylan?
Holy shit. I'm going to go next. So, Dominic. I don't have a whole lot to
Dominic.
because Dominic, you fucking nailed it, dude. My thing with BattleBots is just so personal because I love the tangible. I love the fire. I love the chemical reactions and the physical brutality of life. I really do. Like, that's what gets me
Tangible is a great way to put it, Dylan.
gets me going. Thanks, Joe. So, I like boxing. I like wrestling. I like UFC. I do. Unlike Dom, because he fucking doesn't like it. And that's cool. But I like it because it's real. I did it for years. I was a wrestler. It's all good.
He was a
overall,
BattleBot for years.
I was a BattleBot for years, but
He turned
I like
into a BMW
I like,
Z3.
I like the bots more. I believe it or not, did a lot of things with things like that were BattleBots, and after their event, I would stare at them for hours, just like a little boy staring at
An even littler boy.
you know,
Raw
staring
appreciation.
at Super Street Magazine,
Sports
naked girls in a
Illustrated.
ball pit. Sports Illustrated swimsuit magazine, just the same.
I'm gonna find
type
the
of-
exact issue for the podcast. and
same
put that
type
one
of
up.
thing that we're
Joe, I
staring
have
at,
it.
You know, And I'd stare at my car that I went and did 75 laps on in different time trials and whatever it is.
Stay on target.
And no, I'm just saying is that like so.
Okay, stay on target.
Battlebots, it's the same thing. You make something. You make it from scratch. You make it from your bare bones of your goddamn dick, Joe. And then you turn that thing into something that is producing pure fury and pain.
And furry.
And furry. And repentance. And just slathering fucking hatred on another robot. And then after you're done, because you won.
Slathering hatred. Good
won.
band name.
Because you won. Because
so
you fucking
cool.
won. Because you're
Slathering
not bullshit. If you're gonna do this, you're not bullshit. And you look at this thing
No, you
and
have to
go,
commit.
"Hey, this thing got hit as fuck, and this is cool." And that's what I like about BattleBots.
Yeah, that's a sick take. Absolutely.
That's it.
I'm not even kidding. I love that. I love that take.
Yeah, I like
no, I
looking
agree
at.
with
I
you.
like making something that's awesome, and
Yeah.
then seeing it after it becomes awesome, and seeing how fucked up it is. And
Coming
how
to
good it
fruition
did.
for what you started. Yeah.
Yeah, I made something awesome, and it did well, and then I can see how it is, and I like that.
Fuck yeah, man. That's good stuff.
And BattleBots is great. Like, just like Dom said, it's not humans, but it's the same damn thing. I'm like, yo, I made this motherfucker, and it's sick as shit.
Just like humans, I made this
Full
motherfucker,
stop.
and he's sick as shit.
Literally, your baby has SIDS. No, that's not funny. Yeah, no, I agree with both of you. It's unlike Dom, I do like seeing people get hurt. I don't like hurting people or like being around them, but I do enjoy watching people fight. But I think that is the ultimate compromise and the future of fighting, which is designing your own fighting robots. And I don't think that in the future of fighting it's going to be the potato wedge with the flipper, BattleBot style. I mean, that's more of a 2003, 2004 thing. But I think that is the future. It's autonomous fighters. I mean, there's always going to be humans fighting, I think, forever. I don't think the humans can evolve out of wanting to punch each other and wanting to see humans punch each other. But what a world in the Real Steel world, but Real Steel versus actually programming robots to fight each other, what that would look like. And you don't have to have that conscience missing. You can just watch two robots just fuck each other up with fucking spears and shotguns and whatever you have to do. Imagine watching two combatants go together and not worrying about who dies because they're made out of metal and circuitry. I think it'd be awesome. And hopefully in the future the BattleBots get heavier.
Made out of tungsten.
Yeah, but
They're
I think that
pretty heavy, Joe.
yeah, but I think that honestly it's more likely to be virtual, and they're gonna make virtual BattleBots that are all computer programmed. They're gonna be all software. It's very unlikely we're gonna see two people build $2 million robots to get destroyed over 5 minutes, because although humans can get fucked up in the octagon and they can take nine months to gestate and 30 years to train, the $2 million robots they're going to build, they don't want them getting destroyed immediately. They like to get them showing off and looking all cute and shit. So it'll be many years before we see two robots fight each other for sport, but within 10 years we're going to have to bet on virtual fighting. You'll see virtual fighting that Las Vegas will take action on it, but it won't be real. It'll be like legalized, locked in systems of software that'll fight each other. It'll be, the horse
I'm
number
down.
one.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see a robot the size of a human throw a actual fragmentation grenade at another one?
I don't
want
to see that.
arena.
Amazing.
How Dom?
I would
it's
love
just
to see
robots
that.
blowing each other up with grenades.
Yeah,
would be
until
so
they
cool.
figure out that they can throw it at people.
All right, well, that's a whole other podcast.
Well, we talked about this on episode like 12. And,
robots.
about the rules of
Yeah,
robots.
no,
that have to be programmed and
I'm
they
so
can't.
against AI that Snapchat introduced AI last week, and I haven't opened it yet, but I renamed it "Fuck Off AI," and it's been over a week, and I haven't.
All
opened it.
right.
We talked about this, but I use AI to write standard
Yeah,
operating
fuck that.
procedures
AI
in my
is a
job.
terrible invention. It should not exist. It's a
What
whole.
a great-
Dominic. I agree.
Both of you,
I agree, but I use
What a
It
great
was not-
topic for
honestly,
next podcast.
Honestly, I belong
Dylan-
in 1940. Like,
Listen,
I
we
don't
need to
want this
do
either.
us and Andrew talk
No,
about AI.
no. I'm gonna mute both of you. Andrew's coming on the podcast. It's coming up soon. AI featuring Andrew Thring. We're gonna
Yeah,
talk
we
a whole
gotta
podcast
talk-
about
yeah,
it.
so
It's
Dom,
all
Dom,
over.
Dom,
This
he's gonna come
podcast
here
is
and
I
over.
just said we should
Shut
do
the
with
fuck
Andrew.
up, both of you. Dylan, please end it. We're done.
Guys, we're ending this because we're going to talk about AI with
Later on.
Andrew. This is Dylan,
We love all of you.
Dominic,
We'll see you next week for episode
and
80
Joe
in person.
on the Dylan Joe Basin podcast. We'll see you guys next
gonna be
week for
sick.
episode 80.
I hope you
in
enjoyed our
person.
nonsense.
We hope
Goy
you enjoyed
Fieri.
nonsense. We're so excited, and with guys from Goy Fieri, maybe from you guys
You better believe it. We'll see you next year, Joe. And I think we
I
all love them.
really like Battlebots. Like,
Yeah.
they're so fucking sick. The
Well,
back
they're
from
trying to
Facebook.
buy a restored Schwinn from you online, so I can do the math on them being weird already. You don't have to say that.
No, I know, but like,
I know they're fucking weird.
Dude, I bought 2 of these bikes. Okay, I have.
Oh,
2 of them.
hold on.
I drove to
He's
buy.
almost
So I'm like,
there,
maybe
Dom.
it's
He's almost done. He's almost figured it out.
maybe it's maybe they're like me. I don't know.
There you
So,
go. Ding,
yeah.
ding, ding.
This could have been it.
You're coming to the beach, and he was like, "Only if I bring my roller coaster."
Did he bring the Ferris wheel too?
Yes.
They're sitting there and with like the owner or CEO or principal, whatever it is, the nursing home, and they're
The principal.
The dean.
since I'm retarded because I am.
Your words, not
I-
mine.
I mean, imagine
try
like
lacrosse. Lacrosse
Yeah.
was invented
Lacrosse.
by the Native Americans to train for war.
and that's what we're sticking with.
Yeah, they
It still sucks.
That's how
It's still a shitty sport to watch,
they would
just
yeah.
like it was back then.
They knew that the robot uprising was coming, and lacrosse was
Yeah.
the best way to fight them.
But
Yeah.
imagine, I mean, being like you're like 20 years old. It's 1993. You got your Z Caravicis on. You got your fucking
Jinkos.
your flannel. Yeah, you're walking. Your buddy's like, yeah, I know it's kind of nerdy. You guys have been trading tapes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mystery Science Theater, and you're like, I
And
got this
porn.
crazy event coming up. It's a robot battle. And you're like, all right, robots. What is it like? Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the board game. Another good original BattleBot game. And you're like,
Yeah.
no.
Beat the shit out of your brother.
You go into MIT dorms and it's you. You go in the boiler room of the MIT dorms and there's fucking
So,
Three.
mass plus simplicity, and I am 100% sure this is the winning formula. Is that you have durability, mass,
Guys.
and simplicity. So you have a weird shape. 96, and they drove a purple Ram van, Dodge Ram van
Damn,
from the
Ram.
70s to go there to do this. So this is a cab over Ram van. That's like
yeah.
a work. Dude, for 30
Absolutely. But
Dom, you are literally fucking up right now, letting Dylan talk about
but
Sazerac.
for-
Get
for
on point.
BattleBots,
No, Dom's on point, Joe. Shut
Shut
the
up,
fuck
Dylan.
Dom's the one
He's
who's
got this.
his battery's dying. He wants to talk about Sazerac.
The
Dominic?
thing about BattleBots is it is surprisingly entertaining.